And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show. And this is going to be episode 355. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, we have one topic for you guys tonight, and that will be on can we fix dinner and a movie? And that will be the topic for tonight's episode of the MSK show. And we actually have a guest tonight. Our featured guest tonight is Price of Reason. So he came on my Iron Man podcast that I used to do on Rumble, X, aka Twitter, and Twitch. And then when I moved on from the Iron Man podcast, because it was on Rumble and that platform is just godly, just awful to me. Man, they hated me. They always kept the black man down. No, I'm joking. So once we moved on from that show, we did the MSK show, the Top G kind of show. Price of Reason came on for his first appearance. I don't know when that was. Man, it was a while ago. I think you came on like episode 50 or 70, something like that. And I was like, You know what? We haven't talked to Price of Reason in quite some time, actually. So let's get him back on the show. He was like, MSK, I really missed you. Your analysis into movies and TV is just so good. I just can't live without it because you're such a genius, actually. Isn't that how our conversation went?
It was something like that, yeah.
Verbatim, right?
Yeah, word for word.
Allegedly in Minecraft.
No, but to be fair, I was happy to hear from you, and you're like, hey, why don't you hop on our stream? And I'm like, cool. So it wasn't anything dramatic or anything, but I don't remember all the compliments and stuff. But aside from that, I think I was on board.
Oh, man. Have things changed since the last time we talked? James Gunn put out Creature Commandos, Superman, Peacemaker Season 2. Marvel ended up dropping Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four and Daredevil Born Again, and
a lot of crap there.
Just
so much crap.
And then to top this year off, the MCU was like, we're gonna drop Wonder Man. It's like, I remember when that got announced, like 2021, 2022, and people just didn't give a flying fuck. They're like, why? Just why? And then now it's coming out. You're just like, why? Why do I care about getting this? It's like
this feels like another Ironheart situation where they probably did something and regretted it, but there's nothing they can do now.
What I understand, they haven't been sitting on this one though. But MSK, incorrect reporting again. It's coming out next year. It's January release.
But they moved it? Oh, I thought it was coming out in December. I thought.
Yeah, they're dropping it all at once. And
dropping it all at once is never a good sign. If you're dropping it all at once,
never know.
They don't believe in it.
They only did it with Echo. Remember, only Echo up to this point has been the only series they dropped all at once. And, well, let's be honest here. There's a reason why they did that. They were like, fuck Native Americans. We're out.
What happened with Ironheart? How many weeks did they do that? It was like 2 weeks? How long did it take?
I think it was over a 2-week period where they released 3 episodes and then 3 episodes.
Yeah, it was like 3 episodes to start.
Tested it out with some of the other ones too. Like I think Marvel Zombie or What If? I think they released all of that as one as well. Still, it's not like they have great confidence in it, but I think they've been testing out how to drop it, and I don't know if they or Netflix knows how to drop anything on streaming.
That's true. Price of Reason. It's crazy. Your first appearance on this show was episode 5.
Oh,
good Lord! You left me like my dad. You said you wouldn't do that.
I don't think I left you. I think we just didn't talk for a while.
You haven't left me yet. You see?
We haven't left you yet.
Look, no, you just had to go to the store
for a long time.
We didn't talk for a while, but I'm happy that the show continued and just grew stronger. I don't even think there were co-hosts back then. I think it was just me and you.
That's crazy. Damn.
We refer to ourselves as the talent.
See, they think they're actually talented, and it's like, you guys are clout chasing bastards. You know that, right? Like, I'm the main attraction.
We're only talented in comparison.
God.
Just keep in mind, you did ask us to be here.
That's true. That's true. I was really desperate. I was like, if I don't get this right, then it's over, actually, at this point. This was like my 3rd try at doing this, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to pull a DC Comics. We're going to go all in. That was DC Comics' initiative back like last year when Dawn of DC kind of failed. The new initiative is just all in, so I went all in, and we are definitely all in now.
I really don't know how to take this because you're saying this was like your 3rd attempt, so you're telling me I was the 3rd choice.
3rd choice out of a lot.
I mean,
wow.
3rd crew.
To be fair, Okay. To be fair, I scouted talent a lot better than I used to do back then. Back in the day,
Okay.
I had a scouting talent. That was literally my fault. But I'm black, so I can't take responsibility for my own actions because that means it's racist. So, I'm actually a perfect human being. But no, the last time you were on was September 24th, 2024, episode 5. So literally at that
Wow.
point, everything for
Better
Marvel
times.
came out. Good gracious. But we'll do intros really quickly and then go over some other stuff here. Then we'll do the topic later on. So we'll start with Grey Poupée, our resident jar of mustard. And now tonight we have a sock with a crown on. So I guess we just come
Based.
full circle at this point. So, Gray, how
Be
you
the
doing?
only
Man?
one with a crown. I'm doing good.
Where's
Yeah,
the content
things
at,
are,
man?
Well, I'm gonna be taking a step back from this show, and then once I do, I will have time to focus on content.
Okay.
I was supposed
Like-
to be involved in a couple of somewhat popular streams this last weekend, and unfortunately, one of the hosts grew ill. But I still want to do that content, so yeah, I'm gonna be making some videos in the near future. Hold your
Oh.
breath, MSK.
Okay, so we had the summer of Gray, we had the fall of Gray. Now we're gonna.
Oh, we're in
be
the fall of
winter.
gray.
This is the winter.
Oh,
of Gray.
yeah.
It's almost gonna be December, or is January
Yeah.
when winter starts? I could be wrong. I think it's
I
middle
mean,
December.
I think it's
winter
technically in
starts.
December. but,
Yeah,
Like,
so we're about to be in
November's
the
still
winter
the
of
fall,
Gray.
man.
We're about to be in the winter of Gray very soon. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. It's gonna be cold. I'm gonna need to come down your chimney, Gray. Come on, I could be just like Santa
Don't
Claus.
come down anything. Don't come.
Well, I'm glad things are doing better. Well, and keep in mind, if you ever did leave, I would have to find someone else better because everyone's replaceable at this point. So I gotta
Not
find better
mustard.
talent.
No condiment works as well in every situation.
Teriyaki
mustard.
sauce. Teriyaki sauce, easy.
you're
Completely
gonna compare
just
done.
teriyaki
wrong.
sauce to mustard?
Way better.
I'm not saying that it's
Dude.
better, but that's like apples to oranges.
Honey barbecue. Oh my god. Any form of barbecue sauce minus spicy barbecue sauce. That's kind of gross. Mustard is just overrated trash. I can't believe you
think
want to be a jar of
You're
mustard.
wrong about the honey barbecue. I think honey mustard is where it's at, but maybe that's a personal thing.
It's not just
Everything's
mustard.
subjective.
Honey mustard is little. Okay, we're just going crazy here. Bob, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Been keeping really busy between work and everything
Holidays
here.
now.
We actually moved our Dad's Turn to Talk stream, the live stream, over to my main channel now. So we are live over there on Tuesdays now. So that's a lot of fun. A couple weeks ago, we had Blaine from Criticalus on. We were talking about the original Running Man, and that was pretty cool.
Okay.
And then last week we were talking Frankenstein, and I really enjoyed that one. So
The new
that was
one
fun to talk
from
about.
Guillermo del
Yeah, the
Toro?
one that just dropped. And
Okay.
then tomorrow we're going to be talking about the new Running Man. So that's
Interested to
It'd be
hear
a
your
lot of
guys' opinion.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you know-
from- Okay.
I
Not as
actually
critically
enjoyed it.
successful.
I enjoyed it. Regardless whether it made money or not, I actually enjoyed the film. Do I think it's a perfect film? No. I still prefer the original, but I could make an argument that the new one's actually a better film. So
Yeah, I don't understand a lot of the criticism. So I've been just like taking in all the criticism of that movie for like the
We've been
last 3
taking
days.
it all in. Oh, you
Not
do a
in
lot
your
of
way,
that.
MSK. For me, I just mean I've been reading every article I can and then listening to YouTube while I'm doing other shit around my house. But a lot of the criticisms, I think they fit for almost every action movie.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks because he definitely took a more serious approach to this than the
Mhm.
Arnold one. And
Yeah.
everyone's just calling that one a classic, and it's like, no, it's schlock. That's what makes it great. But Arnie just has one-liners. Like here, we've got a full-fledged character. But
yeah,
fair
exactly.
enough. Regardless, it's a critical or theatrical bomb. It did not make his money back.
Like both can be true at the same time. That's something you say, MSK. Like
Yes.
it could be actually a decent film, a good film, but doesn't mean it made money.
It sucks though because I think we've had a lot of decent movies to come out even these 5-year periods. Some, obviously not all, like some, but they just don't get the benefits of being good movies as far as like box office returns because the general consensus is movies suck now. So even if a good one were to release, you're not going to watch it anyway because that's just how the landscape is. That kind
But
of
you know what?
sucks.
I think a part of it is still the fact that people have turned going to the movies into an event. If you're going to spend that type of money, if you're going to take your kids or whatnot, you want it to be a movie that feels like an event. And as much as they were counting on November to bring in the money, Predator didn't feel like an event.
Well, it certainly
Running
costs
Man-
like an event.
Yeah,
I happened to
the
go
Running
to
Man,
dinner with my wife, and then we went to the D box in the
You have a
4D
wife?
or whatever. Anyway, it's like $100 by the time we're done.
Yeah.
Just going.
Yeah.
To,
Yeah.
it
And
sucks.
that's what I'm
Like,
saying. And when you got Wicked and Zootopia 2 coming out later, which a lot of people are probably going to take their kids to, that it seems more likely that people are saving their money for those particular films as
Mhm.
opposed to going to the stuff earlier in the month.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is like Predator Badlands, it opened to like what, $80 million opening weekend. It opened to like 5 times more than the projections because they actually lowered before it came out. And
Yeah.
even that is just not enough to keep the momentum because usually you get that week 2 drop
Well,
typically, and the
It
week 2
was
drop
also
has
kind
been
of a crappy movie, and maybe Running Man I suffered less than Predator, but
Mhm.
even Running Man I thought was rather disappointing. It wasn't the worst movie of the year, it wasn't the worst movie that I've seen, but I actually thought that it made a lot of mistakes, and it was, considering the talent and the director involved in Running Man, I think that it underdelivered. Because Edgar Wright is a good director, Glenn Powell should be able to
Yeah.
carry a movie, Josh Brolin, good actor. It's as if all the pieces of the puzzle were there, and somehow it's really underwhelming. And when it comes to the Schwarzenegger version, that one is kind of a silly movie, but if nothing else, there's something a bit tongue-in-cheek fun about it. And I can't say that about the new one. I wasn't having
I
fun. It
completely
kind of was trying to
disagree.
take itself too seriously, and it was being a bit politically correct, and it was kind of annoying.
Don't
well,
see how it was politically correct. I mean, fair enough. I'm not going to tell you that you had a good experience with it or anything like that, but I had the fun schlocky, whatever you want to call it. The comedic beats hit very hard. The audience was laughing in the one that I was in. I understand, like everyone's saying, it's not what they were looking for, but it's an action flick. Like, I don't know, ones that were getting praised, I've enjoyed so much less, such as like The Beekeeper and Working Man. And I don't know why they were getting glazed so highly last year and
I'll
the year
tell you
before.
why, because I think that they're simple, especially if I think of The Beekeeper. It is very, very simple. But you understand what the
Agreed.
character motivations are. You understand why he goes from A to B. It may be
Not
the
really.
most simple thing. You've seen Jason Statham do it 50 times. But A, he's pretty good at doing
The
that.
exact same thing.
And B, the beats are correct. Whatever needs to happen in that movie are correct. You may not like it. You may say, I've seen this movie 50 times already, but it does whatever it needs to do in a very simple way. And to a bit lesser extent, The Working Man. I think that The Beekeeper was better than Working Man, even though I didn't hate The Working Man. This movie had a much higher price tag. It was a bigger production. It had a stylish director. You're really expecting something bigger here. I just feel like this movie never really pulled me into it. He was going from A to B, from B to C. He was doing everything that he needed to do, but the action, I wasn't excited enough about it, and I didn't feel like the character went through a process or that he grew in any way. Even in the Arnold one, which is a stupid movie, you could tell that he went through a process. There's something happening to him throughout the movie, as ridiculous as that sound when I'm saying it. The Glenn Powell one, it doesn't really feel that way. And also, these people helping him along the way were stupid. And the ending, I think, was a reshoot because the ending was so abrupt and weird where he was on a plane and then he's not on that plane. I feel like some
No.
executive in a suit and tie walked in and said, we're not using this ending, now film a new one. And then you got like a quick rushed version of some other ending.
So I would completely agree with every bit of criticism that you said, except for I would put that on Working Man. Like every character that he meets is stupid. It's always just going from point A to point B. It isn't a progression. There is no character growth in that. I got a lot of that from Glenn Powell's performance. And as for the ending of it, I don't believe they reshot it. It's much closer to what the actual story is, the Richard Bachman story.
I think this is a reshoot. I think that if they went through the actual story, the ending would have been different. The ending feels abrupt, strange. It's either poorly thought out, poorly executed, or reshot poorly. When it comes to the Working Man, I will again say I wouldn't list that as the best movie I've ever seen, but you know what you're signing up for when you're walking into a theater. It's not a high budget production. It costs significantly less than The Running Man to make. It's a classic Jason Statham revenge thing. All of the Jason Statham movies are similar. There's some woman in trouble. He has to help that woman He's upset at people that did something bad to that woman. He has to kill all those people and get to the woman. I think that like 90% of his movies fall into that plot. You know exactly what you're getting, and if you like that thing, you're going to get it, and I'm fine with that. Running Man was supposed to be more sophisticated. It was supposed to be more stylish and something a little more high concept. So when I come with that kind of expectation and I don't get it, I'm more disappointed. I wouldn't give it a failing grade. I just didn't love it.
So in this case, is it more that it has to do with the expectations? Because like you just said, with the Statham movies, you got your expectations met. You knew exactly what you were getting.
100%.
And in this case, you didn't. For me, I didn't really have that high expectations with this. I thought it was just going to be an action fun movie. I took my teenage boys to see it. When I say teenage boys, one of them's 18, the other one's 16. And they had a blast with it as well. And maybe I enjoyed it more because I was with them. But like I said, I didn't have these high expectations. Yeah, I knew Edgar Wright was going to be a part of it. But in my mind, I'm still comparing it to the Arnold film, which was dumb 80s fun. So I was expecting just dumb fun with this one. So when I got a little bit more of that, I really enjoyed it. Now, again, I still prefer the original film because I do think that the new one is missing some of that charisma and that energy that the original had. But I would argue still that this is a better film because I do think it has better fleshed out characters. I think the acting performances are better. And I do think the action and the tone of what they were going for works for what this version is. Again, it's not my preferred version, but I do think it was pretty good. I had a good time with it.
Well, speaking of that, Price of Reason is our guest. How was your week so far, man?
Well, the week just started, so there's really not much to say. This is the start of my week.
Oh, really?
Hanging out with you guys.
Oh, yeah. So now this is the highlight of your week, is what you meant.
It is. And by the way, Great Poupe, it's fine if you like The Running Man. I didn't give it a failing grade in my review, but I did say that somehow it's not fun enough to be playful. It's not serious enough to be gritty, and there's no heart in it. It almost feels like a video game. It doesn't stop to breathe. Like, I think there were moments that maybe you could have slowed down the movie, give him some moments to really build his character. Those scenes with Michael Cera, that was a ridiculous scene. I thought that was idiotic, with his grandmother and all that. That was just really, really stupid. We also had that guy the other resistance guy that he met. It felt so kind of convenient, and I don't know.
Look
and when it comes
Arnold
to
one,
even
where magically they've got a stronghold inside the arena for some reason, that like if they can just make it to quadrant 4, they can actually just get like it's all convenient. Like it is that story. That is the story that they're adapting.
all I know is that I think that there were a lot of silly things happening in the Arnie one, but at least that one was fun. Another thing, the fact that in the Arnold one, the people that were with him were his comrades, meaning there was camaraderie. Not communists, but you know what I'm saying? Like you had the two guys that are with him are his friends, and the fact that they're all in danger.
I mean, they did a prison break, but they didn't exactly know each other other than that. They were just in the work camp.
Yes, but they already had the camaraderie from there. It was established that they have some kind of camaraderie. They went, even going through the prison break together is still something that a few people are doing together as a team. And then they go on this show with their team. These guys.
If I can have Yaphet Kotto on my team, like I want that dude on my team.
Yaphet Kotto is awesome. He's awesome, and I really like that actor. I think he passed away. Really liked that actor. So you had that guy, Alonzo Mosley. Yeah, what a great role.
Mosley, you're right. Damn it.
So I guess what I'm saying is here they had, first of all, they had like one guy. The two guys that were with him, you never see them together. They're not friends. There's no camaraderie. One of them is a woman. Even
that's
though
not what it's supposed to be in the book, though. It's not adapting the Arnold movie. Like the Arnold adaptation is so loose of an adaptation. Like they've essentially got the name Killian, Ben Richards, and that's kind of it. He's going into this TV show. But other than that, like none of it goes to the source material.
You know what? Sometimes source material is good in a book, and when you bring to the screen, it just doesn't translate as well. As dumb as that Schwarzenegger one is, and it's not one of his best movies by a long shot, even amongst the dumb ones, I will still say that there's a playful hint of fun, and he himself brings a playful, fun presence to it that you're like, okay, this is kind of silly, but it's fun. I don't here in this one. The two
The
guys.
fun part, the opera singing rapist. Is it Dynamo?
Yeah, it's Dynamo.
But what I wanted to say is that here you have two guys that are his quote unquote, like, or colleagues or whatever on the show. You don't even care what happens to them. I couldn't care less.
I cared about Katie O'Brien, damn it. She is awesome. And if she wants to go make a big deal about being with whores, good for her. I think those kids were wrong to blast her from behind. How dare they?
I actually think that the Katie O'Brien thing was kind of strange, and you were saying, oh, why is it politically correct? This is the running man. I don't know why every time now there's a man, they need to bring. I don't have anything against this actress, but I don't know why they need to roll her out every time they need like
they threw the. I can't remember her
muscly.
name, but the lady that Arnold goes into her apartment thinking that it's his brother's apartment.
Oh yeah,
she gets
yeah. I
thrown
can't
into
remember
it as
the name of
well.
the character either.
Yeah. But anyway, like I hear what you're saying, but I don't think that's woke. If not, you'd have to say the original is woke too for also putting a woman in the running man.
Yeah, I don't know. At least she was hot.
I always say this too. What else?
How dare you, man? Katie O'Brien, the muscle mommy is hot as hell. I to each their own. But I'm sorry, man. If you've ever seen Love Lies Bleeding, where she plays this amazing weightlifter who goes through these transformations, if you will.
She's an okay actress.
She's awesome.
She's okay. I don't have anything against her. I said that. I don't have anything against Katie O'Brien. I wanted a more muscle man adventure here. I think that this movie, if it wanted to be more gritty and separate itself from the original, it needed to bring something to the table that really wows you. Instead, it kind of underwhelms you. That's how I felt. And I will still say that with all of its flaws, the original movie at least was a more fun viewing experience.
I respect that was your opinion on it. And I understand that, you didn't have the experience you wanted with it. I had a good experience with it. I think this is one of those that it will be looked back on fondly. I think for some reason we're hating on this film more than it deserves. One day it will be appreciated for what it is, not what we want it to be. And King Style is gone because of my opinion. I understand. But MSK, I suppose you want a dinner and a date or something like that?
No. I was setting things up because King Style had said his internet has been messing up. So if he can't be on for a couple weeks because he has fixed his internet, that's fine. That sucks because Burger King Wi-Fi is not good to have, Because if you have Burger King Wi-Fi, that's not good. But he said he doesn't have Burger King Wi-Fi. He'll probably just come back in a little bit, honestly. Hopefully. Maybe. We'll never know. Maybe he leaves me just like everyone else has. To be fair, if everyone is leaving me, does that mean it's my fault, actually?
Well, you are the common denominator.
That's the problem, too. God damn it. King Style, you're here. Oh my God, I love you.
You gotta use his full nickname. He is the lowest common denominator.
Who has
King
Burger
Style, you're
King?
alive. So you don't have Burger
Yeah, I'm live and in color,
you
guys.
have Burger King Wi-Fi. God Lord,
no,
man.
I
Why
don't.
do you have you fix that shit. Go to your in your house. Go to your freaking living room. Take the router, shove it in something's ass, and then just I don't know. Take the cords out and then plug them inside a homeless guy.
I couldn't do that because I'd go to jail, but I already unplugged it and plugged it back in. So if Comcast or Xfinity wants to fuck me, that's fine.
Oh God, man. No, all jokes aside, how was your weekend and week going so far, man? All right. Good Lord. So he.
Wow.
Well, that is just a crazy start to the show. But no, I'm
Awesome.
just flabbergasted. It's like, hey, I don't have Burger King Wi-Fi, but he proves he has Burger King Wi-Fi.
Completely flabbergasted?
I'm just shocked at this point. I don't
You're a
get
gay.
it. Oh God. But no, Price, how did you feel about the MCU stuff this year, the movies at least? Captain Blackfrica or Captain EBT, Captain Not There for His
Captain
Kid.
Falcon was a terrible movie. Terrible, really, just embarrassingly bad. I don't think anybody can claim that was a good movie.
I guess we're on take 3 right now, so.
No, still take one, just for you. Take 3. But surprisingly, MSK has left this rolling. Hey, MSK,
Yeah.
I know you didn't appreciate Captain America Brand New Day, Brand New World, whatever the hell it was. I know you didn't appreciate that much, but didn't your girlfriend's boyfriend appreciate it when you took him to?
Okay, in my defense, I took my wife out with her boyfriend, and then we saw Captain African America. So technically, don't I win in that case? No.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh shit. Okay. But this also didn't happen. No, I just pretty much sat in there with we had maybe, because I went opening Thursday, and we didn't really have that many people there. It was maybe like 10 people max was in there. And like with the MCU movies humor, it usually one of the jokes will land at some point. Felt like none of the jokes landed at all. Like it was just, you're like, wow, these
Didn't
jokes
it
are just
inspire
good.
you to get cherry blossoms though? Isn't that what inspired your old background?
Dude, there's no way his daughter was there. There's no way Banner, fucking hell, Ross's daughter was there. I guarantee people that was all CGI. He wasn't.
Oh, it's completely. That was completely.
No, that
tagged
was
on.
reshot. Like they probably the original version where Ford dies in the movie, they reworked it because they want to bring him back, even though he doesn't want to do it. Just like Star Wars is like, but we really want to pay you a lot of money, Ford.
No,
We
it's
want to
about
bring
Betty.
you back.
That whole final
No,
scene
it's
was
like they had to
awful.
reshoot because I bet you he said, "I'm not coming back."
Oh
to
yeah,
reshoot.
yeah.
I think it was Harrison Ford's decision. It wasn't her decision.
Good
He's
Lord.
like, I'm not coming back for this shit. Fuck this.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if it's ever revealed that she wasn't even there and it was all just CGI. That looks so fake.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, it
you're
could
right.
have been her, but I thought to myself, she's certainly not in the same room as any of the other people. It's like
Yeah.
they called her and said, "Hey, can you stand in front of a green screen? Do you have a cell phone?" And she sent the footage.
Yeah, remember it was the same thing that happened like Fast 8 when people could tell that The Rock and Vin Diesel were having all those problems, and it's the ending where he's like the baby, like this is Brian, and The Rock is clapping. You could clearly tell they're not in the same freaking place. Oh my god, man! But that's what happens when you give black people, a position of power. You give black people a position of power, then they think they run everything. That's just how it works, honestly. And then,
well, speaking of black people, how are you doing, MSK, in the whole panel?
I'm alive, white, tall, rich, and good looking, and they all agree with me.
Well, I'm doing swell, other than the cold weather. But how are you guys? How are you doing, Gray, Bob, and Price?
Doing good, man.
Good,
Can't
yeah.
complain.
Yeah, it
Good.
also sucks this week for Dragon Ball too, because the director of the Super Broly movie passed away. Like, all right,
Really?
thanks,
Out of the
guys.
blue like that?
Yeah,
Shit.
he passed away. It wasn't today. It was Sunday or Saturday. Yeah. It was
I'm glad that they
I saw he
announced
passed
his
away
death
recently.
a little earlier compared to Akira. They announced it like almost a month later. Like, dude, he ain't the fucking Pope. He ain't the king of Japan or emperor. Like, you don't have to wait for the public to know a month later.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
I agree. Oh,
Like,
and I think a big problem with like just that movie right there, Cap 4, I think Almar brought it up, is something will happen in the movie and it's glanced over so fast. Like that Black Widow chick that just is there. Like we're supposed to like somehow get connected to her, and then she's bailing in the movie at all. It's like, what in the world? And then the relationship between him and the Mexican Taco Falcon is definitely not as good as Bucky's and Sam's is. So like you're getting a discount relationship on that. That Black Widow chick wasn't good.
well, they
The
cut her
Red Hulk,
scenes though. They cut her.
they
She
did.
was supposed to have
Yeah.
a bigger role in the film, like probably basically the co-protagonist to Falcon.
Or even Giancarlo Esposito.
He was not even. That was Seth
That was
Rollins.
reshoots. That
That
was
was
Yeah.
Seth
reshoots.
Rollins, a wrestler. He even commented like they cut my scenes and they replaced me with Esposito.
Because I remember
Esposito was a
like,
last-minute replacement.
because I remember we were covering that movie. Wasn't that movie like basically disassembled and remade like 4 or 5 times? Like,
It was
yes.
shot multiple times. I think it cost like $500 million to make. It's a complete embarrassment, and it's just like flushing money down the toilet for no reason.
so just like my OnlyFans subscriptions. Thank you, Price, for calling me out. God damn, man. Fucking
Yes,
hell.
kind of like your
Well,
only.
at least it's not Bo DeMeo, so you know.
Oh God. Well, Bo DeMeo, if people believe his X-Men 97 animated show brought subscribers to Disney Plus, that I would imagine paid off more than Captain America 4. But like Captain America 4, I feel like the problem with that movie, the other thing, when you watch the trailer, because the first trailer the best, like they revealed the best thing about the movie, which is Red Hulk. They already blew their load in the first trailer. That's the problem with most movies now. It's
Yeah,
like,
but you know why they did that though? They did it because
was
they
their only
were
surprise?
scared. No, because they know that Black Captain America wasn't gonna work. Like in certain, and I'm talking about in foreign countries. I'm not just talking about in America. I'm talking about like in China, in India, in Japan, Taiwan.
You
They
know,
didn't want to cheer for Black Captain America, so they had to put Red Hulk in the promotional material to sell tickets
the thing
by
is
spoiling
that
it.
the thing is that there have been black stars that have succeeded internationally, and I think it helps if the movie is really good. Yeah, you can say, if let's say they use this whole Red Hulk thing and it was a whole, maneuver to bring people in international markets. If the movie would have been fantastic, I think that would have broken a lot of perceived barriers or whatever you want to call it. I mean, I remember a time where Will Smith was like the biggest actor in the world, and you put him in a movie, he would be popular in every market. I don't necessarily think that you can't put people of different backgrounds in a movie, but it doesn't help if the movie is shitty, and
You
that's the problem.
can, but they have to be charismatic. They have to be likable. They have to be perceived as likable in those
Yeah.
said regions. What I'm saying is, Price, um, is like remember with Finn in Star Wars in China and Black Panther in China,
That's true, yeah.
they literally silhouette them or shrunk them
Yeah, no, I mean they're not
because
very. They don't seem very very welcoming in that specific market. I agree with you.
And I agree with them. Good.
because I understand if Will Smith, he's a huge or was, now he got fucking
You
slapped
let
out of
black
Hollywood.
people into your country, oh my god, they think they own the place, and they're gonna start wanting food stamps.
Because
W China.
I'm saying for the promotional material in Japan, they literally silhouetted Falcon's face and just showed Red Hulk fighting him.
Oh,
They censored Falcon.
oh, hi Cyfax, how you doing, man? Also, the thing I wanted to bring up with the whole Red Hulk thing is this fact that they blew their biggest load in the first trailer, and it's a problem that all trailers do now. Like, I remember the Blue Beetle trailer, not the George Lopez fascist one. The second one they released was 3 minutes long. Like, like you look back on some of these trailers that come out, they pretty much spoil the entire movie. At first, I wasn't really like, thinking like, oh, it's not that bad. No, it's been pretty bad. You watch a lot of these trailers now, you pretty much seen at least most of the big stuff. Like the other stuff usually is the smallest big thing they put out, like in the third act or anything. Also, what was his name? Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie didn't feel like he really, I don't know, was a strong leading man in Captain America 4. It felt like Harrison Ford did a much better job at leading the movie, which is bad because he's supposed to be a Captain America movie where he's supposed to be the leading guy. Also, it felt like an Incredible Hulk sequel without Bruce Banner there with characters from that movie. What an odd movie that is. Like, I wouldn't say it's the worst MCU movie because there's definitely worse in it, but it's definitely not memorable.
It's one of the worst. I mean, it's lower tier for sure.
I would have it like top 10 down there.
Oh, down, yeah.
Because I think Eternals is the worst. Eternals is the worst.
It's better than Eternals, I guess.
Like, I'm just saying, it's definitely like, I think it's just really just rather forgettable and meh. I have MCU movies way worse than it, but it's just nothing you care about to remember to go back to. Like, it's not something you remember enough that you care to go, I'll rewatch this. And when it was out in theaters, once you saw it once, it's like those movies where you can just wait to watch it at home. You don't really miss anything by going.
You forget about it the second you walk out of the theater, like
my wife, huh? Damn, god damn. Like literally, I had to hold because how we do the reviews here some days. Like I had to hold that movie in my brain for like a day, and I was like, wow, I can't wait till I finally talked about it because I could finally just get that movie out of my brain. Like the one thing they could have did really good in the movie to build some suspense was when he was about to turn Red Hulk in that submarine area where they were fighting like China or whatever for that like adamantium or the bomb or something like that. That would have built some pretty big tension, like him transforming into Red Hulk right then and there. But no, they did it at the White House because some weird of like, I would say fucking hell, some weird imagery to like, hey, a crazy white guy is rampaging through the White House. Pretty sure that was calculated, but that's
it would have been cool though. MSK that
yes.
Bruce Banner made a cameo appearance either by voice or physically being there.
Yeah.
Like he tells Falcon, "Hey, do you need me to be there? Because Red Hulk is dangerous. I can stop him." And he's like, "No. You only come in case I'm dying. Get it?" So you at least like Bruce is the chance, like in case shit goes horribly wrong, Hulk is out on the battlefield right then and there.
Yeah. And it's another problem that as you get more and more deeper into some of the movies of the MCU, especially that one, okay, giant red Hulk is kind of rampaging through the entire White House. You would think one of the other Avengers would hear about this and immediately go and help him. Like they genuinely were like, Hulk, oh, the black guy with no superpowers, you got this, brother. That's good luck, bro.
Yeah, he
God,
didn't even have the
okay.
serum. He didn't even have the serum, the super soldier serum. So it's like, or the Black Panther flower thing that he eats the powder and he becomes like super strong temporarily. At
Oh,
least have
God.
something,
Yeah.
anything.
Like I actually believe
Forgot
that's
about his
being-
vibranium wings, though.
Oh,
Come
God.
on.
Yeah,
Oh,
what is
God.
he gonna cut him up like butter though? With that?
He took the uglier suit. The other white suit he wore looked way better than that dark ugly. That's a dark ugly blue suit. And like he
I
just
know for you,
changes
white
it.
is always right, MSK.
I-
But
yes,
give
yes.
each suit a chance.
But it's a better suit though. The white one he had was better. He grabbed a new suit and I was like, that looks ugly. Whoever let him walk outside with that was, I don't know, not someone that's good with fashion. The same way when like that one Asian chick that Gray didn't like from Shang-Chi. Oh my god, I forget her name. Oh my goodness.
Katie?
Aquafina.
Aquafina.
You mean
Aquafina.
Katie?
Aquafina.
Aquafina? And
Aquafina.
MSK, you're the new fashion police?
No, so remember when Crazy Rich Asians came out, like Crazy Rich Wong Ching Chongs came out, and they let Aquafina walk out there with that noodle haircut? I was like, who let you walk out with that? That looks like crap. It actually looked horrible. I was like, okay, but I don't know. It felt like the movie was also trying to be Winter Soldier too. Like you had like I guess you could say instances of where it was trying to be Winter Soldier with Giancarlo Esposito and Sam, but it just didn't have the same effect because they didn't have that personal connection you kind of knew from the other movie where you knew the dynamic was coming. It's I don't know, very weird, strange movie.
They should have with the reshoots. They should have, at least with CGI or AI. They should have had them a flashback 20 years prior to that, or 15 years prior
Yeah.
when they were, when they were a lot younger,
Yeah.
and they had a close bond. They were in the military together, whatever, right? Or the
Yeah.
CIA, FBI,
Mhm.
whatever. And John Esposito's character turns rogue. He's like, "Look, I care about you. I'd never betray you." He lies to his face. "I'll never betray you, man. Sam, I will never betray you. Remember
Mhm.
that." And then he betrays him to go work for another government that would have paid him well and give him a higher position because he felt like he deserved it. And that's how you lead into this movie. That's how it should have been.
Well, potentially, Anthony Mackie will be having sex with a white girl, but not Ariana Grande. She has sex with an actual disgusting demon. I'm not kidding.
It didn't help though that he was like, "Oh no, it's not about America. It's like in a foreign country." I get it. He didn't want to rock the boat in Europe
Yeah,
to promote
yeah.
the film, but it's like, dude, you're literally Captain America. You can't bury America when you're Captain America. Maybe Shang-Chi can do that because he's Chinese.
Well, what's crazy is, do you think he was paid off to say these certain things? Because remember how like a week later he had that interview where he was talking about like dads ain't being shit these days. I was like, that's pretty fucking base. So
I remember
I don't.
that.
Yeah, he actually was on a podcast where he was like, if oh my goodness, if it wasn't Anthony Mackie, like if I said that you're a red pilled incel, you don't get girls,
Yeah,
blah
but
blah blah.
Anthony
Blah.
Mackie's handsome and he's Hollywood,
Right,
so he
yeah.
can get it
Like,
passed.
I'm just saying he was saying
They also have a point about you.
Oh, good lord. But like the shit he was saying about like dads and like marriage, I was like, I agree with you. Like women ain't shit, obviously. But it might
So
be
you
because
think he
he's
got
getting the
punished?
paycheck.
You think he got punished behind the scenes and said, "You better walk that back"?
I think he
somehow.
had a breaking point. I think that was just an outlet for him to vent his frustration on that show. Because I don't know, he doesn't. The problem with him is like he's a better Robin to someone as a main actor. Like if he's the main actor, it's like I don't know. It's always, I'm not saying you need a white man next to him, but he was always better around white people.
He should have had a team or low tier Avengers team of misfits or some low tier heroes, like
Mhm.
basically like their version of the X-Men or the Titans or whatever.
Mhm.
Like that, you put them together. Not like they did it with the Thunderbolts, but something similar to that, where you team them up without the the Suicide Squad elements where they have a bomb strapped to them.
Yeah.
But you want to basically you have these villains that are forced to work with the government, or else they're going back to jail or not getting a pardon, and they hate each other. And then by the end, they turn good or somewhat good, and then in the sequel, you fully change them to be good guys. They want to do it. They
Mhm.
want to
you were
help
saying
the
that
Avengers.
where you were saying that he should have like a Misfits team, maybe something kind of like what they had with Captain America in the first Captain America film, the Howling Commandos. You could have
Yep.
had maybe
Yeah, I guess
their
you can
version.
bring back the
And you
name.
could also do a
Yeah,
Warriors.
you could have
3
had
thing.
their version of the Howling Commandos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a new version of the Howling Commandos, or like basically
Or like
a
the first Thor
team.
movie. Remember, you had the Warriors 3. What happened to them? Fucking.
You
Oh, they
you
all
put
died
him
in
like,
Ragnarok.
that would be a great idea.
Oh,
That way, Sam, he's trying to be the leader. Nobody respects him until shit goes horribly wrong, and he's like, "You see, this is what happens when you don't fucking listen to me." And
All right.
he tells you, "I told you so." And then by the end, he's like, "Okay, Sam, we were wrong. You were right. You knew what you were talking about. You saved our ass, and we apologize to you."
So, Gray, who's gonna take his wife out and get blown after this movie because that's what women do after they see musicals. I recommend all you guys do that too. That's an episode of South Park that they were very right about. Wicked 2
It was
is
only
coming
like
out.
the 5th best musical of last year. It
Oh.
wasn't even like I don't think it even made top 5 list.
Gray, that's fine. I'm not falling for this trick. But there's been some weird promotion with these two. Even more weird than last year's promotion. Cynthia Erivo, who was also
Riva or
congrats.
Revo, yeah, I think so.
wasn't she like Jesus in some Hollywood
Yes.
broad-
and,
Jesus Christ
Christ
Superstar.
Me.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ
Yeah.
Superstar.
black? Okay, the black lesbian with demonic nails is. Oh Lord. Okay, All right.
You don't even know what Jesus Christ Superstar is, MSK.
I could.
If you were to guess and give us a quick little summary, what do you think Jesus Christ Superstar is?
I'm just asking, Gray, do you think it'd be a bald black lesbian? Would that be
I think it certainly could be.
Oh God. Okay.
I say no. I say absolutely not. But you know,
yeah. I mean, didn't Jesus had long hair and he was bearded? You know, he looked like a man.
Hey, what color was he? What color?
Different interpretations. They say he was light skinned. He was more darker. It
they
depends.
say he's
obviously.
like in between, like caramel, tan, or
Yeah, if you're from the Middle East, probably tan. Definitely not that. This is like burnt chocolate, so no. So burnt, disgusting chocolate has lost her voice and will not be doing interviews at Wicked for Good premiere in New York tonight.
You mispronounced that.
Ariana Grande will also be skipping interviews in solidarity. So why can't she do promotion if she's not there? What kind of relationship do they have?
I don't know.
This is so
It
strange.
seems like
So I
a
think it's
weird
the word
like
solidarity.
It seems like a lesbian thing that they're trying to make them out to be, like kind of like Zendaya and what's that Spider-Man, like
Timothy Chalamet. No, I get it.
I wish it was
So MSK, if you were to guess what the word solidarity meant, what would it be? If you were just to define it.
Well,
Welcome
in
to
Ariana
our
Grande's
episode
case,
of Jeopardy, guys.
Oh, well, in Ariana Grande's case, it probably means dildo up her ass from Cynthia. That's probably what it means. But I'm going to be honest here. Does Wicked 2 do as well as the first one? Because how much did the first one make? Did it make like $500 million?
The first one made somewhere around the 750 million mark.
Really?
Somewhere around there.
Fuck.
Now the thing is, I think
Yeah, you're
that
right.
it will probably make
$758
around
million.
the I think it'll probably make around the same amount. I don't see this bringing in a lot of new viewers, but I don't see this losing any viewers. I thought it was a pretty good movie. I mean, I thought it was well made, well acted, well directed.
And you
I
went
happen
with
to,
your...
I happen to enjoy musicals. I took my fiance; she had a good time with it.
Oh, you took your fiance like great. They took his wife. Okay, what? Okay,
Yeah, I mean,
so
she enjoyed it. So as a result, I enjoyed it.
I thought it was a disaster.
Look, at the end of the day, like there are a lot of people out there that you don't have to like musicals, but you can't deny that that it was well made for what it was. Now,
I couldn't dislike that movie more than I disliked it.
It wasn't that
thing
good.
is that I don't think it's going to bring in any new viewers though. I think this is a very niche audience, and I think that's the audience that's going to turn out for this. I don't see all of a sudden it going up to $1 billion.
I wouldn't say it's a niche audience. I would say that it's a very female-driven audience. Women love this. And in my opinion, Wicked, even though nobody wants to admit it, is actually a woke movie. Now, I understand that it was a play first, but even the guy that wrote it was woke, meaning initially nobody cared because it was some play on Broadway and no regular person cared about it because Broadway is more for women and men.
And gay men.
Yes.
Or men that
what
has
do you
to
mean
get
by
I
or
was
men
trying
has
to dance
to
around it, but I agree with you.
or men
or
that has
men
to
who
get
wear
work
wigs and
in
think they're
Broadway because they can't do
For
movies
sure.
or TV shows.
Broadway's
yet.
for the gays. But that being said, I enjoyed it. I went to Broadway and saw Moulin Rouge last year. It was fun. So you're saying it's a woke play. What makes it a woke play? Out of curiosity.
Basically, it takes everything that you know from The Wizard of Oz, and this is by design. The guy that wrote it was an early version of woke. Today, we already know what woke is. When that guy wrote it, he was like a political activist, masquerading as some kind of writer. He wanted to do like something against the patriarchy. He was against all the usual crap that those people usually complain about. But at the time, it wasn't like a movement like today. So he just took it and quote unquote reimagined this whole idea for Broadway. And that was a good place to put it there because nobody cared about it. But the reason that I don't like this movie and my biggest issue is that when you see the commercial, even the trailers for the first movie, it's like, do you want to know what happened before the movie that you know? They're using visual cues that were invented in the previous movie to try to get you to think that you're legitimately watching an official prequel to The Wizard of Oz. Now, in this version, Dorothy is presented, she's a bad woman. She's about to kill some poor, diverse woman in a wheelchair that didn't do anything bad to anybody. The Wicked Witch of the West, she's a victim in all this. The Wizard of Oz likes to do, I don't want to say anything that'll cause any problems. He wants to do something not good to animals. That's like the worst thing. It is the worst thing you can do. How did the Wizard of Oz become a person that keeps like, he wants to, unalive
It's a little
people?
more than that. He's also lying to everybody, and
he is the worst
ruling under a
person.
facade. But
the Wizard of
I can
Oz is
white
the
knight
worst
this thing a
person.
bit.
He's a monster. He's the worst person in the world, and that's the prequel of basically doing the usual diversion of like how do I explain it? Like subversion. That's what I mean. That it's like they're subverting your expectations or subverting everything.
Yeah.
It's that same garbage crap that I don't like. When it was some stupid play on Broadway that nobody gave a shit about it, it's fine. But once they're making it like it's a legitimate prequel to the Wizard of Oz that and all the people you thought were good were now terrible, that I don't like. And I can
I ask you, what about all the other official sequels? So, like, do you think Return to Oz is canon? They also make Dorothy an asshole, and then they completely
I don't
change
really
the
care about it.
continuity
Listen,
of everything.
The original Wizard of Oz,
you're
that's a cinematic
saying, how
classic.
dare they make this an official prequel? But apparently you don't care about the official sequels.
No,
and then they've
about
also
that
done the
thing.
James Franco, whatever the fuck that
James
was, the
Franco
Wizard
thing was also, you know what? The James Franco one wasn't as bad as this. This for me is the worst.
So it's based off of a 1995 book, and the whole thing was, you don't know the real story. Here's the real story. It is that
real
original,
story is
like,
you
kind
thought all
of
these people
subversion
were
of
good, but it
expectations.
turns out that the patriarchy was bad, and all the people that were victims in all of this.
It's not about the
we didn't
patriarchy.
understand that
It's
they were the
the
victims.
same guy who was lying to you in the original.
Yes,
He's
he
lying to you
likes
even more.
Get rid of animals. He's a terrible person. I understand all of it. This is a shitty movie. It's brainwashing, and I personally can't stand any of this crap anymore. You think it doesn't matter that they're brainwashing all these like generations of people with this garbage? It does matter, and I think that movie is a shitty movie. The only thing I'll say is that women, it doesn't matter if they're left leaning, right leaning, or whatever they are. It's kind of like that Barbie movie. Women just fall for the spell of Wicked. As long as those ladies are sitting there and singing those songs,
You don't want to get
matter.
started on the Barbie
I've met
one,
women from all sides of the political spectrum. They will go and they love that shit.
So I hear what you're saying. It sounds like you don't like it. Fair enough. I'm not going to tell you have to. I loved the Broadway play a lot more. They literally took a bunch. So first off, they've made the movie nearly twice as long. They're just kind of filling it out, and then they broke it into two. I don't know why you're doing that, other than get money, which sucks. And then they took some of these really amazing songs that are like the best songs on Broadway, and somehow they took the energy out of it and like stop it in the middle of it. So I don't know. Like I find somewhat of a hard time defending it, but the fact that so many people are really enjoying this and it's kind of given a second wind, or it is moving the actual musical on for me. Hell yeah. But again, I'm a fan of musical theater like MSK. He actually turned me on to it. He loves Broadway. He is a man of the show, if you will.
Last musical I watched was like In the Heights or something like that.
I know you did. You love some Lin-Manuel Miranda. I know what you're talking
alone
about.
in my house on the day and date.
Well, yeah, nobody else could see what you were doing during that musical. No, I get you. I hear you. So my wife didn't seem to like the movie, but she loved the musical. I don't know. It's definitely not for everybody, but my God, the fact that it's making like $750 million, they're going to keep cranking this out. And unfortunately, it showed them that this is the way that you can do it, because I can guarantee you they're going to break over $1 billion between the two movies. And I don't know if it's deserved.
I think they wanted to break $1 billion on the first one, and I'm going to say something that I'm not 100% sure, but perhaps if Cynthia Erivo hadn't, said and done some things in that marketing probably that didn't help initially the movie, it ended up that still a lot of ladies went to see it. Maybe it didn't affect the bottom line, but I thought that movie was going to crack $1 billion. The fact that they needed 2 movies to crack $1 billion is actually kind of surprising. I thought that it would absolutely be like a Barbie situation, and that it would just, I thought it would cross $1 billion. Actually,
it wasn't the best movie of the year. It was no Barbie situation.
Part of the problem why it doesn't break $1 billion is because it doesn't have the same international appeal. If you look at the numbers, it did $474 million domestically and $284 million internationally. This is not a movie that's crossing overseas very well. And so that's another reason why I say is a niche audience. And I get what you're saying, that it's mainly a women audience. But my point is that it is a targeted audience. This is not going to one that's going to have mass appeal. And it's not one that really has a ton of appeal outside the U.S. I mean, it just doesn't have it. That's why I don't think this breaks $1 billion. I think this will probably be about the same numbers.
Well, also, I don't know what the marketing budget on it was. The budget they have it slated at is $150
gazillion, yeah.
So if it's at 150 and it also has $100 million marketing attached to it, that's 250. It took in 758. That to me just kind of looks like it just kind of broke even. I'm just looking at it just from a numbers point of view.
I mean, what was the production budget for the movie?
It's listing it at 150.
Now the question is, did any of that factor into part 2? Because didn't they film those together?
I don't know that if 150 covered both of them, I'd be really surprised. But
probably not. But I'm just wondering if some of it.
I will say this: it probably made some money. It didn't make It didn't make $1 billion. It didn't make how much I think the studio had hoped it would make, but it's not a disaster either. Because if the production budget was 150, and even if the bloated marketing or whatever, I would think that something like 450 with this huge marketing budget, and let's say maybe they even spend more on the production than they're revealing, as most studios do, $450 million probably would have been a break-even point. So if it made $750 million, that's already good. I think the movie made money. I don't think anybody's sad that they released this movie over there.
So from just a small bit of information I just looked through, I don't know. Some people are saying that other reports have indicated that it cost way more. But
that would make sense. See, what you have these days is that studios don't want to tell the truth. It's the same thing that happened with Superman and all these kind of Marvel movies. You discover a few years later that they kept telling you it was one budget to make it, but then it turns out it was probably twice the budget, but they wanted to keep it a secret. The reason they do this is that these days it's all about how you're perceived in public, PR, shareholders, investors. It's all so corporate that they're willing to throw a lot of money to grease certain wheels in the press with their PR representatives to make it seem like it's a success, even if it's not a success, because they don't want to hurt their stock price and their image.
Okay, just want to point out Variety, Deadline, and Reddit. Reddit doesn't matter for anything. They said the marketing budget was nearly like 350. So I don't know but
that is insane. I would believe anything. I would believe anything. Listen, if it's that kind of money, then maybe even the 450 that I said isn't even relevant. I think that they probably needed to make at least 500 million, even more, to break even. I don't know. Who knows?
So just for me, when I look at those numbers, just from even if I didn't know the marketing, or even if it's just $100 million marketing to it, 150 to 100 is 250. So like that would just be break even. So unless they think, hey, we're doing the sequel, it'll make more, then that'll work out actually. So I don't know. I'm not the target audience for this. I'm not a gay loser who watches musicals. I'm not. I'm very, very straight. I watch wrestling. I'm a man who just has sex with a lot of girls, as you guys know.
Didn't you say wrestling sucked at one point?
It does. Red wrestling is also gay. So
Okay.
no,
Okay.
good lord.
You're going
Oh,
the Dana route, Joe Rogan route. As soon as WWE got bought by the same company that owned, oh, we love wrestling. Wrestling's not gay.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's our brother in arms because MMA has ties to wrestling and boxing, and kickboxing. So we're all a happy family.
Also,
even though
King
we hate
Kingstar
each
said,
other.
"MSK, I love your style and the way you dress and the way you talk. Thank you, King. Thank you."
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I keep on. The one that I really can't stand is when Universal said that Fast 10 made profit. There's just no way. That's just a lie.
I
That
think
movie's
that,
budget was like
what do they
350 and it took like 708. There's no way. That is
what
a
do you
straight up lie.
what do you want them to say though? Like I agree with you. That's a bullshit lie, right? But they
That movie
have to
cost
say
about as
that's
much to make as Justice League, and they
they
said it
have
made
to tell
profit. Yeah.
their investors and stockholders that bullshit. They know it's bad. If they told, oh, by the way, we didn't make a profit, we suck.
Yeah.
Shit went down that we didn't expect, but we can always do it next time.
There's
Those
always
people
the
are going to
next
be
time.
like, there isn't going to be a next time. We're walking out.
Like that one for me was like, okay, even if people don't take movie budgets and the marketing budgets into consideration and knowing how to multiply and all that shit and what the theater tickets percentage for tickets take, that one right there should tell you that studio lied. That movie cost roughly about what a bunch of the other like $2 billion grossing movies did, and it took in 708. You would need at least $1 billion to like break even. They took in like $300 million less than that. I was like, you guys didn't make money off this. Why are you lying? Unless that shit did so well on streaming that shit just paid for itself, which we know it probably didn't because they had to lower everyone's pay for Fast 11 coming out potentially in 2027. So fucking hell, this is what happens when you bring 5 guys together. Well, 3 guys, actually, 2 men, a Jaguar, a jar of mustard, and a sock with a crown on his head.
I thought it was a peanut with a crown, but
That was a doll. What are you, Price? What are you?
yeah, what is it? I know you're something, but what is exactly
What?
your
The
avatar? What
are
is
you a
it?
ball of yarn?
It's kind of complicated because initially I was inspired by a Star Wars character, but I didn't want to look like that character, so it kind of evolved. And it's kind of a little squid, I guess. I don't really know.
I know you talk about. It's a trap.
Right. I mean, it kind of, I was inspired initially, but I didn't want it to be that. So that's why it's not that.
Yeah, and also you don't want Disney to be knocking on your door.
It's always a good policy to have something different. And if you really think about it, between the yarn and just the way this looks, I don't think anybody could claim that I am that character.
Yeah, that they're not. They can try to say that, but even people, the legal system would be laughing in their face. Are you serious? This sock puppet is taking your intellectual property. Forget it. You wasted our fucking time and money.
Right. But there's also, if you look at it, I mean, if you now put a picture of that and of this, I don't think that they're similar.
No. Yeah,
it's a little,
right.
it's a little tribute nod or whatever you want to call it, but it's not it's
Also,
different enough.
Also, she lied when they were like, "Oh, Cynthia's not going to be there." Well, she lied. What the heck? There's a video for her at the premiere right now wearing. What the hell is that? Good lord!
It's probably
You
was
don't
a
remember your
last-minute
own
thing.
thing. She didn't say she wasn't going to be there. She said she couldn't speak, so she
Yeah,
wouldn't
she
be
wasn't gonna do
speaking.
press.
Oh,
Yeah, so
my
she's
bad.
gonna take.
Solidarity.
So she probably's taking pictures and waving to the cameras. That's
Oh,
probably
my
what
bad.
she's
My,
doing.
yeah, my bad. Okay, I usually expect black people to lie. I just I come to expect that in my life at this point now.
That's probably what she was doing, just taking photos and waving and blowing kisses. That's
So
what
they're
they
doing
do.
they're doing some blowing. Oh god.
Oh, I shouldn't. That was probably not the right word I should have said. But
God, man.
too late
Honestly,
for that.
you usually watching lesbian porn for me is good, but like they're the type of lesbian porn you watch where it gives you an unerection. Like you just would not get off with that, dude.
Well,
Holy crap.
that's not a lipstick lesbian.
What's your? But
clearly.
isn't that what you usually go with? Isn't it interracial lesbians? I know you're a big fan of the WNBA.
Yeah, all their 10 fans will be happy if I stop watching them, probably.
And
No.
and the guy that fell asleep who got banned from the NBA for life because he was an NBA player, and they said, "Well, guess what? You're fucking done. You're not only you're banned from any WNBA, but NBA in general. You can't watch or play anymore."
So before we get into the video, one last thing. If you were the guy that got caught beating off to Sydney Sweeney in a movie theater, you're a loser. Why? I just don't understand. You can sit home and beat off to Sydney Sweeney.
MSK, you don't need to make a public apology here.
I wasn't me, Gray. Don't worry. I have better
The
self-control.
court case will work itself out. Don't worry, man.
I'm just, it's crazy because she came to that red carpet premiere of whatever she was promoting, and she looked pretty juicy. Looked pretty good. The package looked all pretty fine. I was like, hey, yo, what it tastes like. Do you guys not think that would work if I use that as a pickup line for
pepper sprayed and be carted out there?
Dude, if she did that to me, she would be called a racist, and then I would be getting all the
Well,
social
not
media
if they
flack.
had a hot mic saying that stuff. That no, they would have every right to just. Oh, Sydney, you don't have to go to jail. You know what? We'll give you a $50 fine, and we'll just call it a day. Just go.
Watching a musical alone at home as a man might be the gayest thing MSK has ever said, and that's a rough bar to top. Okay, I typically don't watch. I don't think I've ever watched a musical in the theaters. They've usually either been on like DVD or they've just been on the high seas. So, I don't hate musicals, but wouldn't be like my preferred style of movie to watch, actually, because I'm straight. I have sex with a lot of women, actually. So that's how it works. So, goodness gracious. We're going to have a nerd war again? No more nerd wars? Now we need
I think we're gonna get more of those pretty soon.
Cyfax, this man loves white girl shows. I do. I love me some white girl shows. Gossip Girl was my favorite. Then it went pretty bad after. I mean, that's the problem though. Like
So wait. Let's get this straight. So you don't want to watch musicals in the company of other people. You must do this alone at home. And you're very familiar with Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl, Pretty Little
Okay,
Liars,
man.
Vampire Diaries, Originals. Yes. I did watch Melrose Place for a little bit, but that was kind of gay, honestly.
Yeah, if you watch Melrose Place.
It was really trash. Oh god, looking back at it now, it was like a gateway thing where I was using it to watch different shows. But golly,
Hold on, it was a gateway. What did it lead to?
nothing. It got canceled after that season. Nothing. There was the original, and they brought it back with like some legacy sequel series in like 2009, and then the ratings were so bad.
You're talking about the Legacy sequel.
Yeah, it was kind of like,
Okay.
I don't know. It's like an era where I just wanted to watch a lot of TV shows, and then I was doing it that way. There was back in the day it was TV and chill. So
you were experimenting back at that time.
Hey, one dude told me if you watch these shows you'll get girls, and it's like to be fair, it wasn't bad advice because I actually liked the show. So who really one up the other guy there? Honestly, Gossip Girl was good. Just pointing out, quality show, amazing acting.
It's awful show.
Price, don't do this to me. I thought you were on
So
my
when you
side
said it was a
tonight.
gateway, what was it a gateway to? Are we talking like
It
Project
allowed me to
Runway?
explore different options.
When
Hmm,
you
so
find
these
yourself
options.
in a hole, when you find yourself in a hole, follow the first rule of holes and stop digging, man.
I mean, I will say you probably couldn't do that show now, especially that first season. Probably definitely could do what's in that first season now. People will get very angry, honestly. So let's get to the video tonight. We're gonna have some quality discussions around here because before a sock and a jar of mustard were fighting over me. It's like, okay, guys, you can have me. It's okay. You don't got to fight over me. Okay. There's enough of me to go around. All right.
Quit calling yourself wicked.
South Park was right. Gray only watches these movies to get blown, and Price watches them so he doesn't blow his brains out. The world all makes sense now. Well, Bob watches them too to also get blown, so it's like tomato. Actually, there's no way you guys are sitting there going like, "Man, this movie's really some nice quality cinema I'm watching here." There's no way that thought ever went through your head when watching those. I don't believe you if you said yes, because you're lying to me.
I mean, it was one of the top 10 musicals of last year. But
King, help him out, please. I can't do this anymore. I tried. What happened? What? Price is laughing at my jokes internally. He just can't say. I know it. When MSK says it's gay, he's using the old definition of happy. No, like, fucking hell, what would be the gayest thing to watch back in the day? Fuck.
I think the gayest one that you've talked about you enjoyed watching was Drag Race.
No, I'm not watching that. Like, if you watch, like, MTV Cribs, I thought that was kind of gay.
How is MTV Cribs gay,
It
but
was
you
all,
loved
you could tell that
Melrose
shit was
Place?
all scripted crap. Oh god, maybe not MTV
Unlike
Cribs.
Melrose Place?
Maybe that's the wrong one. Fucking hell. There was a lot of random gay. Oh my god, like singing competition, like American Idol. You could tell that was gay. That was for literal losers, actually. If you watch that, well, you're a loser in my opinion. But nevertheless, let's have some fun with the video here. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you've not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about, can we fix dinner and a movie? So this was a classic first or second date option that you would actually take a girl on back in the day. It would always be, dinner and a movie first, right? But apparently there was an article that came out that pretty much said girls will pretty much go on dates with dudes if they just buy them food because the economy is so bad. Now, typically, when I go to the movies, I take my many girlfriends. 1 week I choose a white girl, 1 week I choose a Mexican girl, and we go to the movie theaters, have some fun. They kind of blow me during the movie if it's really, really bad, kind of like more like a Netflix and chill situation. And, I buy them food, and that's pretty much it. Then I don't speak to them for weeks and months on end because what else you need a woman for, honestly? So I'm pretty sure you guys believe me. So give or take how things have gone with like movie theater prices as far as the concessions going up, I'm going to be honest here. It's not surprising when we're going to cover this stuff, but
You buy the weirdest concessions ever, man. Who else wants chili cheese nachos at the movie theater?
Okay, that's
With the
only
chicken
here.
wings.
Not standard movie theater fare.
Okay, to be fair, the chicken wings are only when I go out of town because here we don't have that because the theater is trash. So if I'm going out of town, chicken wings, and they have Starbucks in there, fuck yeah. We're going to have some fun, actually. Who doesn't want chicken wings when you're watching a movie? Who wants popcorn is salty and just not good when you're watching a movie. I prefer my meat in my mouth. Pause, not
I
gay.
know you want that.
Dude.
but
Wow. Wow,
And-
man.
And this is another thing that, Gen Z has talked about, whether it be TikTok videos or where it be like, YouTube videos or posting, social media posts, whether it be on like, Instagram or Facebook or wherever. They've mentioned that, the prices of things are really, really high. Like some of these people say they'll never be able to afford a house again. Now, to be completely fair, you're probably not going to be able to afford a house because you spent a lot of wasted money on a college degree that's worthless. Now, if you're studying lesbian pottery in college, let's be honest with ourselves, that's a waste of money. But, let's go over this right here. Nearly 1/3 of Gen Z singles are going on dates just for free food. Quote, a girl's gotta eat. So you're telling me that a girl is just gonna go on a date with me just to get food at this point?
I mean, probably that's the only reason.
Like, I'm bringing to the table, masculinity, tall, rich, successful, charismatic, I'm easygoing on the eyes, but they just want to use me for my bank account and my food that I'm going to buy them. That's it. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know how you guys have it at your theaters. You can drink at your theaters, right?
Yeah, the theater I go to.
Some
they
of
got-
them,
they
some
got a
of them.
bar area, yeah.
Okay.
I go to the one, only on special occasions while I go to the one where you can drink and eat real food and stuff like that, because those are usually more expensive. I prefer to see a lot of movies, so I go for the more regular experience, usually.
Oh my God. I maximized the screen. It's a full takeover. No, jokes aside. So, hey guys, if you want to go out with some girls now, just offer them free food. They might blow you afterwards because it's getting bad out there, honestly. So
Well, then it's not free. No, is it? It
I mean,
sounds
it's
like
free
you're
for
making a
them.
bartering agreement.
They're just
Okay.
gonna eat the food, man. Don't expect this is Gen Z. Don't expect anything else.
Honestly,
Yeah, dude.
these women are whores.
You're
They'll do
saying
anything.
like you're expecting them to work after though. It's got job in the name of it, man. Like, come on. It ain't free.
I'm just pointing out, shit is tough in certain economy eras, right? Hey, they got a point there. A girl does got to eat. So if you can be like, hey, I'll get you some Jack in a Box tacos. What'll that get me? You
I
know,
mean, those things are pretty awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, you're
They're
right.
not
those are
really
fucking
food,
great.
but they're delicious.
Yeah, there's something you can put in your mouth and just have some fun with. Good Lord. So
Do they?
Is that what
do
you're
they
looking
actually
for in a
think you
date?
have money, MSK, to take them out to you? 'Cause you have told us the story about how they thought you were, how that person thought you were homeless and gave you a burrito.
So I'm just saying, if girls are doing this, you're all whores. There's nothing that can help you at this point. You are just cooked, obviously.
It sounds like they're entrepreneurs.
Yes,
they're
Gray, I agree with you.
offering service in exchange for, a good meal. And what's wrong with that?
Gray, I agree with you. They are entrepreneurs in the horror way, honestly. Nearly 1 in 3 singles, 31%, born between 1997 and 2012, admit they've gone on a date just for the free meal, according to an Intuit survey of 1,500 U.S. adults conducted in September. The study found that money is increasingly shaping relationships, from date night budgets to deciding who pays the bills.
Real quick, MSK. Does it say anywhere in this article? Maybe we'll get there. But this 1 in 3 that say they're doing it for the meal, is it just like them saying, it was okay, I got a free meal out of it, or I went on a date, or is it them, shit, I don't have anything in this house, I better get a date tonight so I can go get something to eat? Because those are two totally different things.
But they go hand in hand, though, right?
Not necessarily, because the other was like, I'm going to date and see how it goes. If not, at least I got a free meal out of it. I mean, or is it that they're, like I said, their refrigerator's empty and they're like, you know what, I better go out on a date so I can eat.
Well, you also have it where, like, aren't a lot of girls right now looking for like sugar dads too? There's like so many Instagram and Facebook reels of girls being like, yeah, I'll take a sugar daddy only for money.
Oh, okay. So there's 100 girls in front of you. How
Really?
many of them do you think are looking for a sugar daddy? Just out of 100, how many of them do you think are looking for a sugar daddy?
I think
you said it's all of them now.
Great. I think you respect me too much to think 100 women would even talk to me. That's crazy.
I agree.
I don't think any of them
the little amount of respect that I have is too much.
So since 95% of them are trash, I'm gonna say 3 of them. Hey, women's morals kind of blow wherever the wind goes. Honestly, that's where I would answer that. Honestly,
Didn't you just answer earlier that you also blow wherever the wind goes?
No, it's not Tuesday. Overall,
sorry, for a good meal.
Overall, 51% of Americans said they're dating less due to economic concerns, with it hardest at 58%. Yet men are redefining a good date around affordability and creativity. I'll be honest with a lot of you guys. You guys don't need to spend all this amount of money on these worthless women that you just want to go out with. Literally,
how much do you spend on your women? $30 is what you spend on your dates?
I would say less than 20, for being honest with me.
So you're haggling, you're bargaining him down?
No, okay.
So you're pulling the Dave Chappelle from Half Baked, where he's literally like being super cheap and to the point because he spent his money on weed, and then he stole money from a homeless person to get free ice cream. Remember that? Thank you. No, thank you.
Well, okay. So they've kind of got a point in this thing, though. My go-to date was always go to the movies, but seriously, I took my wife out, not this weekend, but the weekend before. And the only theater that was open for like Predator was like the D-Box thing and then the 3D and all that shit. It was seriously like $50 by the time the 2 tickets were. And like, there's no way as like a broke 20-year-old, I'm affording $50 for like every date.
Right.
And that was like
yeah, I agree.
The theater was my go-to because it's like, okay, so we can have a nice meal and then they'll give us something to talk about or go get coffee afterwards. Something where you're spending a bunch of time, but it isn't necessarily like you have to stare at each other's face for 4 hours, especially if it's going wrong. So I don't know. I dug it, but man, in this economy, I don't think I could have afforded that.
That's
at
because
all.
the ticket prices went skyrocket. I remember back when you were talking about, I remember tickets in my area being like $9, $10 max. You go to a movie for, like 2 people, $20. No, definitely not this day and age. No way. That shit's already gonna be like $40 for 2 people. Also, you dudes that are dating out there, spend like $20 on a freaking date. Go to like Starbucks. Get 2. I don't know, extra foam.
Starbucks is like $10 a drink now. That's like $20 right there.
$20? It's not bad.
Do you want a little cookie or a cake pop, man? We're talking like 25. And then you got a tip. Do you want to be a cheapskate?
Yes, less than $40 for these girls. You're not, dude. You're not gonna go and wine and dine somebody's horse now. No way. $20. Yeah, $20. Go to McDonald's, Burger King, Starbucks. Not Subway.
Oh, tell her she can supersize.
No, this is what
Show
you
her
do.
what's up.
You take a girl to a date, like for example, you take her out to a park, or you go to like a golf, those mini golf places
It's true.
to have. Yeah, or you go to a freaking, like an arcade. Well, arcades don't exist unless you go to Chuck E. Cheese or Dave and Buster's, but something like that.
Dave and
Or
Buster's,
Chuck's Palace, or whatever that new Chuck E. Cheese spinoff for adults is. You go there, and you have some time because you're not going to go to a fancy restaurant.
I would say on
in
my
this
first date, to
economy.
this point, how about we just go outside and walk and talk? No money invested at all.
Yeah, or then afterwards you take her out for a walk at the park or play mini golf. You go to a coffee shop, like Gray just said.
Right? Yeah, straight up.
That's what
$10.
you do. That's it. That's it. You go on a mini date as one big date. There you go.
Price, when you take out women, because I know you get a lot of them with your voice, how much money you spend on the first date?
I don't know. It's not like a fixed thing. I don't really. It's not like I budget anything.
Mhm.
It depends on what the date is, but I mean, I'm not going to spend $1,000 if that's what you're wondering.
That's great. I would never hope anyone spends that amount of money on any girl. I would hope not. I would generally hope not. For Gen Z, financial habits and ambition are becoming part of the new love language. Okay. Money and financial security have become major forces in dating because they represent stability. Yeah, and finding that nowadays is pretty hard, given a lot of unpredictable things could happen to a lot of people. Ewald said inflation and cost of living pressures have made creative, budget-friendly dates more common, from home-cooked dinners to shared side hustles. I'm just saying.
Problem is, a home cooked meal with like 5 of your roommates, that doesn't come off super well. I mean, I know in a restaurant it's not private, but I'm just saying.
That sounds like some Eiffel Tower situation.
It does sound like an MSK's fantasy, if you will. But yeah, I don't know, man. I guess I just never thought that was an option. Like if she ever came over and saw where I lived, then that's probably not working out in my like late teens.
Yeah, you're probably not going to get laid if she comes and finds out that you've been sleeping in a race car bed. Actually,
so that wasn't the thing. It was just essentially like, I don't know. We had like a 2-room place, and there's like 5 of us in there. It sucked, man. But we were trying to get by. I don't know. I was in a band. We all paid as little as we could for anything.
And I heard the bass players were always the best with their fingers. That's what I always heard.
We likes to thump it. What can you say? And wait till you hear my slaps.
Oh, yeah. Almost half of Americans say the sweet spot for a first date budget is between $50 and $100. Yes, I was less than 100. You might not even get that girl to call you back. $100? Get the fuck out of here. Here's what: $20 to $50 max. Anything over $50, bruh, you already lost. Actually. For 22,
wait.
What?
So me taking my wife out to the movie, which cost over, I think it was like 55 by
Ray, you're
the time I
married,
was. That's an L though in your book.
Count. You're married. It's not a first date. How many
the first date?
Oh my god.
Of I don't know, the week. I don't know, man.
Oh my god. For 22-year-old Jacksonville, Florida media professional.
So wait.
Good Lord, what are these names?
So an L, yeah, I know names. How could you do that, Nasquack? But what I'm saying is, so it's an L for you if on a first date you have to spend $50.
That's quite a bit.
Like,
honestly.
So are you talking like the entire day? So like your transportation, which you don't own like a lovely car, right? So
no.
So you're probably not picking her up in your awesome Lambo. So it would include transportation,
yes,
food, drink, and entertainment, less than $50.
True. Okay. So I would have her.
Okay, so how's that going to work?
So for her, I would tell her to meet me there. So I'm not to pick her up. Okay, there you go. And then I get my way there. And then when you're there, you spend less than $30. And it depends on what date you choose to go on. The reason why
I order the kids' meal.
Oh my god! So the reason why I always said that going on a date to the movies as a first date is really weird because you're trying to get to know someone and you're sitting in a dark room and then she's going to look at men much more better looking than you and much more successful than you. Probably not a good first impression of,
I'm trying to look at her impression. First off, I want to know, can she actually interpret a film well? Does she understand what's happening? Does she know how to laugh? Like, is she going to actually laugh at something hilarious happening on there? How does she handle like a scary movie?
Great, it's not going to happen. She's going to grab your pants. She's going to start grabbing your cock. So, when we're going to get
I'm just saying there's a lot you can learn, and then it gives you something to talk about. Plus, you just now spent 2 hours next to a person, but they didn't have to stare you in the eye. MSK, that sounds like the biggest win you could ever have. It would actually create the person being next to you for over an hour.
Okay, dude, what if
very hard.
What if I took her to like let's say Man of Steel re-release, right? And she says, "I'm a Snyder fan after watching Man of Steel." And I spent
then you know something about her. You and her could enjoy Sucker Punch in the future.
Good Lord. And imagine I spent like $60 on that date and she tell me she's a Snyder fan. I might actually have to never talk to her ever again. See, it's not economically sound that I do that, honestly. All right.
Well, even if she wasn't a Snyder fan, you're probably going to end up spending more than $50.
Fucking hell, dude. And keep in mind, this is spending $50 on a girl that literally is not going to text you back. And it has like 30 other options in her phone.
That's the risk you run anytime you're dating, period. You sometimes the dates just suck.
Yeah, that's why you do less money as an investment. If you look at it as an investment,
you do less money initially, but yeah, kind of like what Price said, sometimes there's no set budget here. It's just going to depend on how the date itself goes. I mean, you can start off a certain way, but sometimes the date just progresses and then you end up doing something else afterwards. And so you end up spending more money. I mean, it's just the reality.
I would hope I get laid. That's just me. I would hope I get laid, but it's probably not going to happen because BBC.
So are you sure it's them not calling you back, or is it you not calling back because they didn't meet your expectations?
Hey, all the above, actually. A girl's got to eat, but I wouldn't. What's it? Okay.
Wait, she stole your line? Because you're the one always saying man's got to eat.
No,
when you're headed to the corner.
This is a quote which says, "A girl's got to eat, but I wouldn't go out with just anyone for a free meal." I mean, shit, you haven't met a lot of women these days. The risk usually outweighs the reward. Yeah, I mean, if you're going out with a fucking psychopath, that would fucking suck. She said she's fine with splitting costs or even covering a round of drinks, but she expects effort in return. Oh God, fucking modern women. Oh my God, I hate these people. All right, if you can't afford,
what the fuck are you talking about? So you're saying that you would never spend more than $50. She's saying I would be willing to like go half on it. And you're like, modern women,
dude. You're gonna run into girls. Okay, hold on. I'm just saying, if you run into a lot of these girls, I'm saying she might be in the minority. Okay, they're gonna want you to pay for everything because they're gonna want you to make like fucking $50K or $60K or some shit. They don't want. I mean, some of these girls don't want half and half. They're gonna go, you pay for everything, and I'm not even gonna get laid. Price, at least he understands me. He gets me. Him and Kingstyle get me. You guys just don't understand me. All right. If you can't afford a $15 drink, don't ask someone out. She said. Okay, I agree with that. I want to go out with someone ambitious who knows what they want. That's gay. It doesn't mean they have to make
MSK.
A lot of money, but
you just agreed with her saying if you can't afford a $15 drink, that's more than a third of your budget for the date, sir.
Are you gonna take a girl to a bar?
You haven't had a drink yet.
Right. Okay.
That's just one.
Are you gonna take a girl out to the bar on a first date? That's not bad. But drinks are quite a bit of money. If you want to get shots.
Sounds like something, maybe a dinner. Dinner is a good thing to do for a first date.
Well, MSK will not let them order drinks with dinner.
So McDonald's.
There's nothing you can do about it. It's going to cost you something, and they're going to order some food and drinks. There's really nothing you can do.
Remember the cliche in the movies? I'll have a steak and she has a salad.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I can see MSK saying, "Don't order that drink. We're drinking water."
Hey, McDonald's has water bottles. Just saying, we got that. $30 at McDonald's, easy first date, and we'll get you laid, guaranteed, or your money back. No, you get your money back.
Okay, you're getting laid by taking someone to McDonald's,
dude. I've been through some stories.
What girls are you going out with?
Mac sauce, though. I mean, I'm just saying that Mac sauce makes anything tasty.
gosh. Like many of her generation, Fights said she prefers low pressure, affordable dates, grabbing coffee. I agree with that one. Yeah. Yeah, this I agree with. Walking on the beach or getting a drink instead of an expensive dinner. Yeah, literally, just any man out there is going to date. You could literally just straight up go on a walk with someone. You spend no money at all because I don't think women are worth the money anyway, even if it's $50.
Hold on.
Goodness gracious. Jason Lee, founder of the dating app Love Track. I'm definitely not downloading that at all.
What? Jason Lee, the guy from the Chipmunks movies, the former professional skateboarder, he founded that app. Nice.
Oh, God. Which provides date ideas, conversation starters, and birthday and anniversary reminders, said members of Gen Z are more frugal and creative when it comes to date nights. Some of the most popular date ideas on the app are free or low cost, such as scavenger hunts, picnics, and movie nights at home, he said. Do you guys think I can get a girl to come back home with me? I usually go out by myself and come home by myself.
I just want to know how many girls are going on scavenger hunts for their first date.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
What are we doing?
Tell them your geocache.
You're going to like this. We're going to go on a scavenger hunt. We're going to hunt for Easter eggs.
Hey, honey, you want to go to you want to go visit Section 8 in a scavenger hunt? Let's go find the black person. Oh, God. No, obviously not. Licensed therapist, which is me, obviously. You know, therapy, these clout chasers.
Hey, how would you pronounce her last name? You know, Allison.
Allison Jewel-Balt, all right?
Perfect.
Who counsels Gen Z clients in New York City. Oh, that's fucking L. Said splitting tabs, sharing Ubers, and buying their own drinks has also become the standard. Yeah, because, you know, economy is pretty bad, so that's how it works. Quote, I don't even think they notice if their date is cheap the way that my peers and I would absolutely notice, the 44-year-old said. Money, however, becomes the third wheel. According to Intuit, a third of Americans have ended a relationship over finances, and 44% of Gen Z daters say they only go out with someone who earns more than they do. Yeah, and that's mostly women. I'm calling that right now. Because dudes, I'll be honest here, if you're a girl...
Would you go out with a completely broke woman who has zero money? You have to provide everything for her.
I have. Okay. Yes, I did before, yeah.
I mean, isn't that all the time? Isn't that like a lot of times, unless she grew up in a rich family or like almost like wealthy family, that you kind of.
I guess you could say nowadays it's different because girls.
She's a professional woman.
A professional.
Yeah. Are you gonna meet most professional women's out
on the streets?
On the streets? No.
No way.
Unless she's going to work.
No, but
she's stopping by for a coffee at a Starbucks super quickly.
No, like, but I
mean,
do agree.
You've never talked to the manager at a Starbucks? What can I say? I like to rizz up the managers every time I grab a cup.
The manager of the Starbucks. Yeah.
I mean, as a starting, yeah, sure.
I mean, unless you work there, which could lead to sexual harassment in
good lord. Okay, well that's
a nightmare.
That's another topic for another show. So
yeah.
No, I will say that, you know, sometimes you are gonna run into girls that are like, you ask them like, hey, because they'll be like interviewed and they'll say things like, no, I don't need a man to pay for anything. They just have to be like 6 feet or something. And it's like, all right, I guess. So it depends on, honestly. Some girls are going to bring.
What's your height requirement for men, MSK?
I'm not gay. I don't care if I have a tall girl, though. Tall women are kind of hot, so I'm cool with that.
You like them tall with the Adam's apples?
No. Tall
strong
women,
shoulders?
No, I'm not a homo. I'm straight, obviously. So we'll go around and get our final thoughts and opinions on the topic tonight. I thought it was a fun one. You know, Price lives for fun. You see how he's just jumping up and down for joy over there.
Yep.
He does look happy.
He does look very happy. So, you know, I'll start with him. What do you think about what we have been saying, man, about, you know, the whole can we fix a dinner and a movie date? Prices are getting a little crazy.
I don't know. I mean, I think at the end of the day, you can just pick a restaurant that you know in advance what kind of prices it has. I don't think that on a first date you could take her to like a McDonald's. Has to be like a decent place. But at the same time, you don't have to go to the place that you walk out with like a $500 or $1,000 bill either. So there's a way to make it work. And when it comes to the movie theaters, yeah, the fancy ones that you sit there and eat and drink are usually expensive. But I guess you could do something where you sit there, you watch the movie, you eat some food, you drink something. You could probably walk out with a date, go there, it'll cost like $100. It's it's not the end of the world. I think that, you know, unless you really don't care about this date and you don't like her, I think like hanging out and maybe movie and a dinner in a place like this, even if it comes out to $100, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. So you're saying to me, if I took a girl out to McDonald's and only spent like $20, you saying that won't get me laid?
I think that you're not going to get very far with a McDonald's, in my opinion.
Okay, sorry. Burger
Okay,
King.
when you pull up, do you go ba-da-ba-ba-ba?
No.
Because if so, it
I'm
could
loving it.
change it.
I'm just pointing out, if you pull
Yeah,
up and you're like,
I'm loving it part for extra flair.
so okay, it would be like if I went to Starbucks and I was like, hey, what do you want? And then she goes like, I want a extra soy non-whip frappuccino upside down with extra like FAG, right? And I would just throw her out the window. That's how it would work, you know. But
But
King
that's still
Style-
in your budget.
oh yeah, going to
It is in
jail.
your budget, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll be out of all my money at that point. A black guy going to jail would just be
No.
a
But
typical Tuesday.
that what she just ordered is in your budget.
A non caramel frap, extra soy, hold the FAG, crap.
Sounds like
Oh,
she's
oh.
holding you by the end of it too. So
And
I mean, that's
and her
pretty good.
pronouns.
I mean, it
okay,
doesn't
and
have
if
to
she
be
says her
Bur-
pronouns are they them, I'm done.
It
I'm
doesn't
not
have to be
even
like
gonna try.
McDonald's or Burger King. Like at least go to like a Chili's or an Applebee's. You know, and like
Oh,
you
Chili's is
can't
too
go
expensive
to.
for a first date. No, fuck her. I'm
No,
kidding.
it's
No,
not.
MSK prefers
three
a
for
Cracker
me.
Barrel.
I'm
Dude,
joking.
you're spending
Chili's is fine.
$11
I'm
that look like it
joking.
could be more money. What are you talking about, dude? If you're on a budget, that's good. Two people.
No,
20
I
bucks?
we went to Chili's with my friends a few months ago. I bought the meal for $20. It was good. It was amazing. Holy shit, that shit was good.
So,
Funny-
Hey, dude,
okay, hold on.
And it looks
with-
fancy
with
enough
your
for-
friends out to eat. But
Wait.
you won't take the date.
I'm joking.
So
I'm saying
By your
Chili's is
friends, do you
fine.
mean it was your ex and her boyfriend that you went
Oh
to
my
Chili's
god,
with?
no! I was with 2 black men, 2 white men, and I was me.
So it was your fantasy.
Oh my god! So, King Style, what do you think about what we've been saying?
We were talking about Chili's and how basically that's
God.
better than McDonald's.
No, what do you think about the topic, you fucking bastard?
About going on a
So you
date.
fan of Chili's?
Yeah, so King Style, I Chaz said this too because he lives in Connecticut. He said dating in Connecticut is trash. So I know it's probably bad out
Look,
there.
all I'm gonna say is this: the economy in Connecticut's pretty bad, for dating right now.
Mhm.
It's like you gotta be. That's why I say Chili's, because it looks like it's more
I like
expensive than
Chili's.
McDonald's.
I agree. Yeah.
So a 3 for me is a good idea if you're gonna
Hell
go
yeah.
on back on the dating game, or go bring your significant other if you already are in a relationship.
All right.
Do you
what
work
I
for
say.
Chili's? Are they paying you for that ad, King?
I
Style?
wish. I'll do a commercial right now if they pay me. Just give me the dough.
Bruh.
You saying you want your baby back?
Oh my. Hey, they have
that's
those new
that's
tenders.
Applebee's, dude. That's
Those
not
tenders you
Chili's.
can get. Oh my god. They put some sauce on them that was too hot for me, but the tenders that they have now, oh my god. Oh, too good. Especially on
Wait.
$20.
Attendees made you bust, is what you're
No.
saying?
No, oh my god. So
Well, can
my
you do that
friends-
motion again?
So when I was hanging out with my friends when we did it, pause.
When you did it with that group of men that you talked about previously?
So they got the hottest sauce on the chicken wings, and it was just they said it wasn't
They
spicy.
sauced it up for you?
Okay, all right, great. What do you think about the whole "Can we fix the dinner in a movie"? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it is kind of a thing of the past, at least for the youngins. I was kind of surprised on how much it ended up being. I thought we were going super low key, but by the time we had a couple of drinks, like apps, a meal, and then went to the theater, yeah, it's a lot more than it used to be. There's a reason why I kind of dig Tuesdays at my theater, which is the whatever, like $5 day. I dig that a lot, man. And it seems like the crowds are more packed that day. So I don't know. I think I'd be a little bit more strategic with how I dated if I were to do it again today. I'm thinking of like the first date that I had with my wife. It was actually super cheap, but we still got dinner at a show. I happened to be in a band at the time, so I got her ticket comped. She was a friend of a friend, and then they wanted to introduce us. And then I happened to have like a whole bunch of free drink tickets. So, we got dinner, a show. Oh, sorry. And then there was a hot dog cart outside. So I don't know, man. It was kind of cheap, but we got to know each other. We had a good experience. I would like to think I would think of something like that in this economy. They mentioned the whole like Netflix and chill. I don't know, man. Everybody's got access to streaming, and if
Yeah.
not, there's the high seas, and there's almost any movie that you want out there. I'd have to think I'd be doing things a little bit differently, but my go-to was actually restaurant and a movie. I don't know if I could afford that in like my teens or 20s right now.
Yeah, typically a lot of these girls are for the streets, so me having an option of Netflix and chilling is amazing. I had
Well,
Amazon Prime because
like I said,
it's like
unless you're
what?
going to like a restaurant that has a deal, maybe like Olive Garden or Chili's. Yeah, you're not really.
Or Applebee's.
In your
I know
20s / early 30s, if you have a good decent job in your 30s, and that doesn't apply to you. But if you're like struggling, Applebee's and Olive Garden are your only best bets if you want something that doesn't look like McDonald's or Burger King or a diner.
We all have Amazon Prime because it has free shipping, and if a girl wants to come over and Prime on my dime, it can always happen. So
Well, it has to be a
Prime
good
most of
movie,
your women.
MSK. It
Okay,
can't be a
wait,
shitty movie.
okay, I'll put on Invincible. Okay,
That's
I'll
a
put on
TV
that.
show, but Invincible's good.
Oh,
Invincible's good.
what supposed to put on Rings of Power? That'll
No,
make
I
me
said
leave.
Invincible's good. I'm
No,
agreeing with
okay,
you, dude.
I'll just buy HBO Max then and make it HBO and Blow kind of thing. But no, that's obviously jokes.
Well,
are
you
stupid here.
would need to go to Columbia for that, but that's here and there. So
All right, Bob, what do you think? Back in the day when you were sailing the high seas with dating,
Wow. Sailing high seas. Okay.
were you
Yeah,
Arga,
yeah,
me mateys.
yeah, back in
Searching
the
for
day,
booty.
it was easy to go to dinner and a movie, and you could get out of there pretty cheap. But yeah, with today,
Like-
I don't think you can really do that. I kind of agree with Price that yeah, a dinner like for your first date, that's good, and kind of like King
McDonald's?
Style said, kind of like King Style said, you could be strategic with it. Chili's, Applebee's, Olive Garden, that stuff. You don't take them to McDonald's, MSK. That because
That's all I'm
that's
saying.
why you're not getting ahead, MSK,
Dude,
because you keep
caramel
taking them to
frappes.
McDonald's. You can't do that.
Caramel
If-
frappes.
You're
Red
not going to
Lobster-
make an impression.
Red Lobster,
with McDonald's.
even
Yeah.
Red Lobster. If you
Red
have
Lobster.
to go seafood
No
route.
taco cart over McDonald's.
Okay,
Like a
okay.
taco cart is
How about
style.
Taco Bell? I can
No,
figure-
even
No,
worse.
none
None of
no,
those,
man.
no.
not even Chick-fil-A.
Okay,
No.
that's I don't that's not fighting words. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Chick-fil-A's
if it had-
good, but like you don't take your date out.
Right,
Let us
you
not
can't take your date
besmirch
there.
Chick-fil-A.
I
If
have
I can
In-N-Out
white
here.
knight Chick-fil-A for a minute,
my God,
it is some moist chicken breast. Yes, it might not be for your dates, but it is good chicken, damn
You
it.
take her,
Absolutely it
you
is.
take
I'll
her
give you
out
that.
after
I love Chick-fil-A.
first date.
I love
Let's just
Chick-fil-A
say
too.
that. It's,
All I hear is golly, sucking freaking penis, bro. Get off his penis, man.
So that's one of the guys that you went to dinner with the other night at Chili's?
No, definitely not. That would
At
be
McDonald's.
at McDonald's. Ugh. Oh,
So no, but at the end of the day, yeah, be strategic.
Yeah.
If you're young and you're dating out there and you're going on these first dates, be strategic in where you take them, and then maybe by your second, your third date, if things start going better, then you can expand the budget a little bit if you have it. If you don't have it, then still be strategic. You go to a dinner one night that if you can't afford dinner and a movie, so then the next date, that's when you go to the movie. You be smart about it because you can't fit it all at once because like Gray said, it's expensive to do that. Go to dinner and a
She
movie,
She
it's
can fit it all
$100.
at once. That's my kind of girl right
Yeah,
there.
so
Fuck.
so yeah, not for like a first date, but
Ah.
yeah, just be
So
strategic.
does Jack in the Box work for a first date?
No, it doesn't. That's even
No.
worse than McDonald's.
take her
No
to
way.
take her to Friendly's. That's better. Like, it's an ice cream at least, right? Like at least they
Okay,
have an
I
ice
have
cream
Panda
parlor.
Express here. I can take her. It doesn't. It's like fake Wong Ching Chongs.
No, you take her
right.
to a real Chinese restaurant, like
Yeah.
like a fancy
We don't
place.
have those. This place
You
sucks.
go to
So-
like like New York or certain parts of like California have those real authentic Chinese restaurants. You take
Yeah, I
her
remember,
there
yeah.
if you can't afford it, basically.
Well, as for me, what I would say to you guys out there is, yes, do what these guys said. Be strategic if you're a guy out there, because I mean, to be fair, if you don't have enough money and you're gonna potentially meet girls that do have more money than you, might have to navigate on how to pay. But if you're a
They all
guy,
have more money than you.
true. Just being honest here, if you're a man, navigate the dating market. Most of these women are for the streets, and they want men to take care of them, and well, they're not putting out at all. So we'll see how that all ends up at a single point when my $25 McDonald's dates will give me something. No, the last time so randomly one time I took my ex and her sister out to McDonald's, and she wanted a
Her
coffee.
sister?
her sister wanted to go. I don't know. They have this weird thing where they always got to be together. Nothing sexual though, but it's just a weird thing that they have. So we went to McDonald's, and Lennon wanted like 2 McChickens, a medium coffee, and her you could tell her butthole was blown out after eating that garbage. Her sister had like a quarter pounder and 2 hot and spicy McChickens and a coffee. Good Lord. Breath was all stankin'. So
Yeah, should have went to TGI Fridays instead, right?
we don't have that here either. This place sucks.
Ah, shit.
Unless you want to take on. Okay, I could have went to El Poco Loco because they're Mexican, but you know. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you've not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace. Wow, it's awesome. Very, very fun discussion there. You guys were awesome. Well, not great. He was overrated as usual, but everyone else is good.
Oh, a jab right there.
Lennon can eat. I bet her boyfriend ate even more.
Is he
God.
referring to John Lennon? Yeah, then definitely, because like what did she contribute other than
She
having a hot
contributed
body?
her stinking, her dirty breath, and her annoying voice.
Yeah, but Sean Lennon was born from that, so I guess there's a positive. And then John basically became a house husband because she wanted to get rid of him.
Oh my God.
That's here nor there. That's a true story.
This random old lady messaged me today talking about something.
Oh, really? What was it?
She's like 66, so that's just.
Unless it's like,
Right
oh, I'm
in
gonna
your
make
range.
you a meal because I feel bad for you. That I hope it's not.
She's already been married twice. I was like, she's like, I already been married
Oh.
twice. I'm not trying to do it. I'm like, we're not gonna get married. You're 66. You don't got much time left. What the fuck? Like, god damn. So, oh Lord.
Yeah, that's
so,
you're dodging a bullet
you're
there,
saying-
man. You're dodging a bullet there. You don't want to be with a real old lady.
I think she said she does like I don't know. She told me her job today, and I was like, "What?" She said her phone's always ringing because it's like I don't know what the fuck she does. Honestly, what was it?
Answer the phone. The secretary?
Paralegal work. So she said her phone's always blowing up. So that's how it happens.
Paralegal.
She must.
MSK.
Yes.
If you're not in a lawsuit, why are you talking to anybody in the legal field? Like your story's not really adding up. Who's suing you?
I'm not getting sued. Someone said they were suing me for being black, and I was like, all right, let's see how it goes.
Well,
No,
this was the 1960s. They'd actually have a valid argument because how fucked up the system was back then. I'm just saying, it's the truth. Like that's how it would have been.
Okay, so can I sue? So if I think someone's retarded, can I sue someone for that?
No, you can't. They have to do something.
I mean,
They have
you'd
to
be in
injure
danger of
you.
that.
They have to like hit you with their car or like.
Oh shit!
You have to.
Fuck.
They spilled soda on the floor.
No.
And you walked by and fell. That would
Dude,
be-
even then though, so I went to high school with this kid. He was a special kid. They used to let us do archery for gym class. And they gave that dude a bow and arrow, and he just shot this dude in the back. And yeah, he tried to sue the school, but apparently they had us like sign some waiver for like all the gym classes and stuff. Anyway, basically nothing came of it. Just they stopped letting us shoot bows and arrows.
Oh god!
Oh,
I'm not
that
trying to laugh.
sucks.
I'm not laughing. Oh god! Fuck. Okay. Price of reason. Did you have a great time at the show tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this was
but
an interesting experience, wasn't it?
good lord.
It's not every day that I get to argue with a jar of mustard.
Dude,
Spicy mustard.
the irony is too hard here for me to point it out. So, Price, since you've watched a good amount of movies this year, do you have like an early kind of like, not like in order, but like an early like top 8, top 10 movies you watched this year? Or do you think they're all just pretty bad, honestly?
I'm trying to think of ones that I recently saw that I thought were pretty good. I rather enjoyed Weapons. I thought that was pretty good.
Okay.
I surprisingly rather enjoyed Chainsaw Man.
The animated movie. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Were
I
you a fan
didn't
of the
have a
anime
bunch of
before?
great experiences at the theater this year, so it's
Oh,
not like I
sure.
have a million of them. I remember liking Chainsaw Man, and I remember liking what was the other one I just said?
Weapons.
Weapons. Weapons
Yeah.
was pretty good. I'll tell you what. Like I said earlier, I don't necessarily think like Working Man is like the top tier, like the best movie I've ever seen. But I
Cinema.
rather enjoyed it as a movie that I knew exactly what I was going to get and delivered pretty much what I was expecting. So in that sense, I enjoyed it. But
Okay.
I admit it's not that it's like the best movie ever made. I went into the theater knowing what it was going to be, and it kind of gave me that thing that I thought that it would do.
Did you see the new Frankenstein movie that went on
Haven't
Netflix?
had a chance yet. I
Okay.
really wish they would have done a proper theatrical release. I have to watch it on Netflix. I'm going to do it. I just, it looks like it's a really good movie, and I want to give it the proper time and attention.
Right.
When
Right.
you're in the theater, you're not playing with your phone. You're really paying attention. I don't
Yeah.
want it to be in a situation where people are bothering me while I'm watching it. So I have to find a few hours to do it.
So you heard about Warner Brothers getting potentially sold off, or they're just going to split the company. And the second option would be like, okay, good lord, why merge if you're going to split anyway? But I don't know if this is true. I was reading this somewhere that apparently Saudi Arabia wanted to basically bid with the company to buy them. Like Saudi Arabia buying Warner Brothers would be that'd be insane. They bought a lot of stuff already. So do you think Warner Brothers is getting sold off?
I think that Warner Brothers is definitely for sale, and I think that somebody is going to buy it. When it comes to this kind of Saudi Arabia stuff, I think that if something happens, and this is the part that some of these articles that we've been seeing, especially in the more independent media, have been omitting. I think that if Saudi Arabia is involved, it would probably be as a team up with Comcast, because Comcast is an American company and
Yes.
it doesn't have all the money it needs for this sale, but the Saudis have the money.
They have a lot
So
of money, yeah.
I think that what would happen is the Saudis need an American partner, a company that's local that'll help a deal like this move forward with the government. And at the same time, Comcast needs money. So it wouldn't surprise me if Comcast and the Saudis are teaming up to try to buy Warner Brothers. At the same time, I also wouldn't count out the Ellisons and Paramount yet, because that's the second richest family in the world. So, the Saudis, it's a different situation. It's like a country, but I'm saying that the Ellisons are very wealthy. So they could still try to make a play to get that, because I know they really wanted it. And I say that it's still kind of up in the air. But I suspect, and I could be wrong, I don't think the Saudis themselves alone are buying Warner Brothers. That would kind of surprise me. Anything is possible, but that would kind of surprise me.
Hey, Price, real quick. Do you
Yeah,
think it gets bought out outright, all of it, or do you think the certain assets of it gets sold off to different groups?
I mean, it's still a possibility that they split it up into two, but some people think that maybe Comcast and the Saudis would maybe take different parts of it and split it. But I still think that in that case, the Saudis could run into trouble because they're basically a foreign entity. Warner Brothers is a very American company. So I would think that the better idea is probably to team up proper with Comcast and buy everything. But
I think what might happen, Price, is that the Saudis are going to have a stake in Universal NBC or Comcast or Xfinity, whatever the fuck you want to call them, right?
Right.
They have a stake in the company. They're shareholders, so that's how they can get around it without getting in trouble by the American government.
Exactly. This is some kind of workaround. I tend to think that something with Comcast and the Saudis is some kind of workaround that they're all going to benefit from, and the bureaucracy and the paperwork will be easier to push it through with Comcast. With that being said, still haven't I still don't underestimate the Ellisons. They gave a pretty decent offer, and I don't know if it's their final offer.
Did you
They
see
could
the
still make a
recent
play.
interview that happened where one of the guys was like basically kind of shrugging off, being like, "Oh, we don't really need Warner Brothers." It's like, it's like that guy that gets rejected by the hot girl, And he goes, well, I never want to
Right.
date her anyway. It's like it's very public. They actually want to buy the company, but Warner Bros. Just turned down their bids.
When there's mergers and acquisitions, you never know how it's going to turn out until the last
It's always
moment.
changing. Yeah.
And David Zaslav, his specialty is mergers and acquisitions. From day one, this is the type of thing he was looking to do. He wanted to stabilize Warner Brothers a bit, make it look like it's doing a little better than it was, and start selling it for the highest bidder. Right now, if David Zaslav sells the company, he's going to get I believe, between $300 and $500 million. And the more money you give him for the company, the more money he walks away with. And it's not
Sure.
money like, I'm not saying money for some kind of company. His pocket, he personally walks away with $500 million. That's what he's looking for.
Yeah, because they could just be basically like, hey, when we buy this company, we want like our people in charge. This is your severance pay for serving the company. That's a fat paycheck to get. Like, what'd you say, 230K? Oh, sorry, 300K. That's insane. That's a lot of money, actually.
He's walking out with $500 million. If he gets the money that he wants, I think that Zaslav is walking away with $500 million. And that's the kind of money he wants. I believe that some of the previous offers that Paramount gave him was more like he walks away with 300 or 400 or something. And I don't think he was happy. He's sitting around thinking, how do I get $500 million?
Well, that's what you do, because like as you guys know, you take in all the offers and then you see if someone's willing to go a little bit higher or if someone's being firm. I think at some point, like you had said, because Saudi Arabia, people don't you know this, they've been buying up a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
they bought
EA Sports.
I believe they could straight up buy Warner Bros. If they wanted to. I think they have enough money. They literally have an infinite money.
I think they can buy them, but I think there's a regulatory problem for them to just purchase it.
Right, yeah.
That's my opinion. Listen, nobody's called me from the government or from the Saudi Arabian government
allegedly
to consult with me. I'm giving my instinct here. And I don't know if you know, I've actually done a lot of videos about this subject in recent months.
I've seen, yeah. So my thing with it is, because even if Warner Brothers were to split, like let's say no one buys them and they split, I would still think someone offers them money to buy them after they're split, honestly, because what did Discovery really get out of merging with Warner Brothers? Wasn't Discovery doing pretty financially very good? Like, what did they get out of this? They got just nothing out of this, honestly. So I really don't know, but but I think a lot of the because comic book fans are so stupid. They're like, well, if any of these companies buy Warner Brothers, what happens to James Gunn's universe? Well, I said this in a video with these guys a while ago. One of two things happens. They do what James Gunn said a while ago. Well, you want your own quarterback for your own universe. They'll want their own version of the DC universe, so they'll just get rid of him. That's just the saddest thing that might happen. Or they go, hey, we like you and we'll keep you if the money for your franchise is good. It's only going to go one of two ways in a merger, because as people know, if your company gets bought out or a merger, they could keep you, but they could just move on and keep their own people. So
I've explained this in my videos, and this is just my opinion. James Gunn, as far as I know, I don't know where he went. James Gunn, as far as I know,
for a second.
Has an agreement. He has a contract until the end of 2026. So right now, that means that there's only a year left on his contract, maybe even a little less.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. And then until you do a merger, until you do an acquisition, whatever it is, somebody buys it, until all of this gets taken care of, this could take months. At the end, somebody will walk in, and maybe the logical decision will be to do nothing. They'll just say, let's let James Gunn finish up his projects, whatever they are. He can release Supergirl. He can release Lanterns. We'll see how they do. If Supergirl makes $1 billion, maybe we'll consider working with them more. If it's a crappy movie that 5 people go to see, then the contract ends. We just tell them it's over. We'll see you later. Bye. And that'll be the easiest way to get rid of him. You just do nothing. And that's also why he keeps kind of announcing more projects, and he seems really frantic and desperate, in my opinion.
Makes it look a lot more lucrative. Like, hey,
right.
I have all these projects.
That's one. And the other thing is he set the date for Man of Tomorrow for 2027, when, as far as I understand, he doesn't even have a contract then. So it'll be like, well, I have to continue because I'm making this movie. But maybe they'll just say, listen, you can wrap up this movie, wrap up your universe, and then be on your way. Until now, he's not delivering the kind of numbers that I believe they wanted. I think that they wanted a $1 billion Superman, and
well,
what he did.
depending on what they spent, like based off what they want, they spent on the movie. They wanted $1 billion movie. There's no way they're happy with making
No.
615. There's no way.
They at least as far as I can tell, this movie wasn't profitable for them at the box office. They can talk about streaming and sponsorships and things like that, but the movie performed less than Man of Steel, and that's if you don't even adjust Man of Steel for inflation. It's much more embarrassing. Man of Steel clobbered it on every front, and if you adjust it for inflation, it's like a destruction. And when Man of Steel came out, they're like, we're very unhappy. We didn't like the numbers for Man of Steel. So if they didn't like those numbers,
Yeah,
and now,
did Man of Steel do like 666?
it did something like
yeah.
close to
665 million.
I think
Close.
667, I think, but
Yeah.
close enough. In any case, let's say 667. I think that's what it is. It made about 50 million more than James Gunn's Superman, but if you adjust for inflation, it's significantly more. Now, you could talk about the budget and other things, but this isn't what Warner Brothers wanted when they brought James Gunn, in my opinion. I think that they brought him in expecting like an MCU number. Even if, let's say, it wasn't $1 billion, if it was between 800 to $1 billion, I think they would have thought that that was satisfactory. But
if it made like what BVS did, I think they'd be fine with that because that'd have been a little bit of profit. Just a little.
615, I think, is like not what they wanted because they were rushing it to streaming, and you know, they kept making all these excuses and saying all this stuff. Like I said, I don't know how I became one of those people that studies this and does like I've done a lot of videos, but I actually have done some pretty decent ones as everything was developing, and I think my analysis has been somewhat decent until now.
So right here, this is just Google the AI thing. This is what I used to have on it. Production budget 225, marketing budget between 125 and $200 million. So even if you just took the lowest of it, it barely. I don't know if it even breaks even. I truly don't know.
It didn't break even. As far as I know, this movie didn't break even at the box office. So what you have now is those kind of media
theaters.
Media shows that are...
One thing that you guys are not pointing out, though, is the VOD price. And that they don't have to split with the actual theaters. They're not factoring that into any of this. So I don't know that it's profitable, but I think it came much closer to breaking even than you guys are giving it credit for.
Okay.
And yes, it was good that I was
actually did say that. What I'm trying to say is this. A movie, you decide if it's a flop or a success. If you spend all this money on the production and marketing, you release it to theaters, and if it made money and didn't lose money, you can at least say it wasn't a flop. In James Gunn's Superman's case, to the best of my knowledge, it is technically a flop. Is it the worst flop ever? It's not the Marvels. It's not the worst flop in the world, but it is a minor flop or whatever you want to call it. Technically a flop. Now, can movies be rescued in VOD? Sure. The Big Lebowski, when it came out, I was the only one in the theater watching it, but then it became a cult movie.
I know that feeling.
And it made a ton of money. Is that movie considered a flop?
Batman
Absolutely.
Begins was a flop.
So VOD is a little bit different. So like back in that day, like you had DVD sales or cassette sales, and that would save something. But that was always on the back end. We literally just have this VOD market, which is this window, which now they're getting it down to like under 30 days where it goes to that mid section. So it's before it goes to one of the streamers, it's, you know, that like $15 rental. Supposedly Superman was one of the most profitable ones this year with VOD. They never released what the numbers actually are. I don't know, but that's got to factor into
they would have told us more about the numbers. The VOD thing.
So you'd think that, but they just don't do that. Like currently, there's no one that releases VOD numbers.
The DVD market used to be a huge windfall for them. It's not true. VHS and DVD used to be a big deal, and they made a killing on those. VOD is just, you know, the way they do it now. As far as I'm concerned, the VOD is still an aftermarket. It's not the box office itself. Superman 2025 is technically a box office flop. Not the biggest one, but a box office flop. You could make $5 gazillion in VOD, which it did not, and it's still irrelevant to the conversation. It's a box office flop. It's not what Warner Brothers expected.
The one part that I want to say why it is relevant to this conversation is you're right. In the theater, it didn't make money, but there's one more revenue service that is available now that they didn't have before, and that is the VOD, because that goes directly to the company. They're not
The
splitting it
same,
with
the
the theaters.
DVDs and all that other shit went to the company, and trust me, they made a killing off of that. It's just
They
it's a
did.
different format, it's a different way, and plus pay-per-view of different ways, shapes, or forms have been around for years.
And
At
the
the end of the day,
DVD,
They have.
VHS
any
rentals as well.
any movie today, they expect that it'll do some VOD, it'll do a streaming deal, it'll do all that shit, but that doesn't mean that that movie didn't flop at the box office. Making later money at the VOD, whatever, that's not relevant to the conversation. And I will
It is
still,
when it's 30 days later. So it could actually save. So from what I've heard with a whole bunch of them that do have like extensive VOD things, it is actually bringing it from the red to the black. From what I've understood with this one,
the
it is making it at
the red
least
to the black too.
slightly
You're
profitable.
speaking, it doesn't make any sense what you're saying. There were other avenues to make money in those other movies, just like there's other avenues to make money here. We're not talking about other avenues. We're talking about the theater. Is it a box office flop or not? Superman 2025 technically is a box office flop. You can talk about VOD
Right.
all day and all night, irrelevant to if it's a box office flop or not.
Not necessarily. So
It is.
I
You
hear
can
what you're
say it over and
saying.
over again,
So
but
I hear what you're saying, man. So
hear
you're
what
right.
you're
It's
saying,
not
and you're
affecting the
wrong.
office thing. However, it is a huge portion of it that is now coming like 30 days after the
It
theatrical
doesn't
release.
make
I
a
think in
difference.
the very,
There
very
were
near
always ways
future,
to make
it will
additional
be
things.
factored into whether or
There
not
was
a film
always
is
ways to
successful or
make
not.
more money afterwards. It's always been a thing.
You're right, but
They
now
didn't
that was
invent it
6 months.
Now it's a
So
different
that was
method
6
than it
months
used to
before.
be.
Now it's 30 days. I'm just saying, I think in the very near future, they're going to be calculating this slightly differently, and VOD is going to have much more of an impact.
They
This
can
is what
they can one day decide that the metrics are different and dance around and do their mental gymnastics. It doesn't change the fact that a box office, you can only describe it as a success if you released it, and with the ticket sales, it covered the production and marketing, and you made a profit. Technically, Superman is a flop. There's a lot of other movies that flop. Is there other ways to make some money? Sure. But you know what? A lot of times when it's a movie that didn't cost that much to make, then you can really imagine that with pay-per-view and streaming and whatever, if the movie cost $20 million to make and it just made 10, 15 million or whatever at the box office, sure, you'll find a way to make money on that. And it's going to be like, you're not even going to feel it. It'll even maybe be cost effective to make movies like that are lower budget. But when you're spending that kind of tentpole money on some big movie that the studio wanted $1 billion on, I think that if it doesn't make the money, it's significant. Yeah, there's VOD. Yeah, there's ways to make more money, but I don't think that this is still not part of the conversation.
Well, for me,
It is, and it's going to increase. Hey, MSK, the professionals are talking here. So it is going to increasingly going to be
shit.
more a part of the conversation, only because these windows are extremely close now. The closest that we've seen is 28 days from the time that it hits theater until it's on VOD. You're right. Right now, it doesn't necessarily mean anything, but this has been the worst year for theaters like ever. I do believe they're going to be looking for more of a way to justify the money that they're spending on these. And I think VOD is going to count, and they're going to find a way to factor that into whether or not a film was actually profitable. And that will be shortly. I'm guessing within the next 5 years, it's going to be factored into every single release. Yeah, it's going to change things and it's going to make the numbers super weird. But if you look, we're just having a diminishing return on the theaters. I don't think that's going to be the end all be all of anything.
I
in
just
like
wanna
5 years,
point this
man.
out really quick is the problem with all of that is we don't know those numbers. Keep in mind, if you're, this is why I always brought this up. When we're just talking about box office, that's it. Was it's an easy example. I'll give one analogy here. It's like sports teams, right? We've all watched sports, right? Let's use basketball. Let's say I was almost successful on one team and I made like
That's just not true.
Let's just say I made like the conference finals in one team, right? Let's say the West. And then I went to another team on the Eastern Conference, right? And I made it to the finals and I won the whole thing. Now I was successful in the Eastern Conference and I made the finals and I won the trophy. Does that mean I was not successful in the other adventure? Yeah, that's what that would mean. You know, that's kind of what this is, right? You were successful in one place, but you weren't successful in this place. But what we're going over mostly is, were you successful in this specific avenue?
Yeah, but it's getting thick
The
in a
real-
way that like you've got one weekend to make your entire budget back. Like it's been a crazy year. I don't think we're going to be relying on the box office as heavily. But sorry, Bob, I cut you off.
No,
You haven't spoken.
No.
Please.
I was actually going to say that I agree with that, because kind of what I've been saying, and I've mentioned on the show for several weeks now, that going to the theater is like an event now. This is what drives it out. And I would argue that Superman, they had hoped, would be that event to drive people out, but it just wasn't. And I think they are going to start looking at some of those other avenues to make that money, because like you said, there are a lot of diminishing returns at the theaters. It's just the way that it is now. And instead of adjusting the prices back to get people back to the theater, they just keep increasing them, and as a result, you get less and less people to go. Plus, we can argue about the quality of the movies, which also keeps a lot of people away. So
it definitely has an impact.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, yeah, they are going to start looking at some of these other metrics. Yeah, and I get what you're saying, Price. That if we're using just the metric of the box office, yeah, it lost money. Yeah, I mean, it lost money if that's all that we're looking
And
at.
until there will be, and I like what MSK was saying, because until they say how much money it made on VOD and turn it as part of this thing of how much money it's making, unless we're getting those numbers, it doesn't mean anything. Because if it's secret numbers that nobody knows, then nobody can do anything about it. Part of the reason the metric with the box office was important, because at least for many years, it was clear that way it made money. Now it's like, trust me, bro, it made money. But I don't think that when you have shareholders and investors, that's good enough.
No, and
I
you
think
should,
they
and the
probably
lies
gonna
are good to be heard. Sorry, Bob.
No. What I was going to say is I think they are going to get to a point where they are going to have to give those numbers,
Maybe,
because
but they're not there yet. I mean, when they do, that'll be something else to address. But right now, all I can do is work with the system that they have.
But like, streamers don't report any of their actual profit for any of this shit, and yet they still have investors. I don't know if it's going to go that way, or if we're just going to finally admit that like streamers don't make money.
I mean, they had to bring in ads. They brought in ads.
They have to show some records to the ad people, because that's breaking their trust, right? Isn't that like an antitrust law thing? Like you can't tell me it made $1 billion. In reality, it made $800 million.
Well,
you can't
I'll
do
use an
that to the
example.
advertisers.
We know what you guys know what syndicated TV is, right? And ratings and all that shit. We all know that, right? So
yes.
So like, how it's easy to tell if a show was successful ratings wise, because they have to publish the numbers, right? So if a show got very worse ratings, obviously it gets canceled because there's no ratings to it, because those are public numbers, right? Now, when it comes to streaming, like when Netflix says like this is the biggest movie on our platform, like what does that really like? We've never seen what numbers for them look like, so I don't know what to judge that off of, right? They can tell you what they are. I'm not saying they're lying. I'm not saying they're telling the truth. It's basically like kind of like a source trust me bro thing, right? Like I don't know what their metrics are for streaming, right? Whereas when something's more public, it looks a lot more, hey, I can kind of gauge this. But I'm not saying anyone's wrong or right. It's mostly like, hey, if this is your avenue that you try to attract people in, if that's not successful for you, then hey, I mean, I hope the VOD numbers for them are good. I hope they are, because they're spending a lot of money in this universe. So I don't know. It just depends on. You could also look at it from another point of view I forgot to look at it from, which is if they're looking at it from the long haul, they go, okay, we spent this much money then, but it didn't get us this place. But if we keep spending more money, it might get us to this end goal number. But that's more like hopium bullshit, honestly. That's kind of like, hey, I hope this kind of turns into a profitable venture. I don't know, honestly. So it sucks, though, because Rachel Brosnahan hit me up, and she was asking me to go out with her. So fuck me. I actually turned her down.
I hope she likes Chick-fil-A.
Or McDonald's.
Yeah, and stream and chill. And stream and chill.
Hey, no, that bitch is for the streets. We saw her kissing on David Cornsweat when the camera stopped, and she's married. But hey, if you want to cheat on your husband, you can cheat on me.
Look, all of them do that, man.
I'm just saying, though. Why don't you like black guys? What did I do?
Dude, the chick from Terminator 1 and 2, right? She was boning Arnold Schwarzenegger. Did you see that interview they did a couple years ago for Dark Fate? She was speaking his language, Austrian, and she hugged and kissed him. They were clearly in a relationship or just having a bunch of sex. Yeah.
Is this public knowledge? This is the most interesting thing I've heard all stream.
Dude, there's a video to promote Dark Fate, right? They had one of those sit down interviews in a white background, and they sat down together and they looked at each other, and you could tell, wow, they had sex with each other / they were in a relationship privately, because she was speaking Austrian and he was speaking back to her in Austrian, and they hugged and kissed each other like they were a couple in the past. It's like, holy shit. But so a lot of them do that. That's how Brad Pitt and Angelina got together for Mr. and Mrs. Smith. He cheated on Jennifer Aniston.
I'm sorry. A lot of these women are hitting me up right now for sex. This is insane.
Of course they are.
They like McDonald's.
Hey, Chick-fil-A. I'm not gonna lie. He was right. Chick-fil-A is fucking amazing. You can't go wrong with Chick-fil-A, honestly.
Not on a first date, though.
Yeah,
not on a first date.
Oh my god, grilled chicken nuggets and large mac and I wouldn't have a mac and cheese. But
If you're
she could.
dating yourself, maybe. But if you're going on an actual date, no.
You guys are Chick-fil-A is like literally okay. What about if I?
I'm
take her
not
out to
saying
Five
it's
Guys?
bad. It's good. It's just not.
What if
a
I take her to
first
Five
date.
Guys? Five Guys in the first date?
No,
Why
No.
not?
no,
You guys are high. You guys are actually high.
no. But
The Five Guys is great, but not a first date.
not a first date.
What the hell did you just say?
I said not a first date.
God, man. Goodness gracious. But no, we had a great show here. I know it's getting a little late for you guys on the East Coast. We have to
MSK.
wrap it up here.
Does your dream first date include Five Guys in it?
No, it'd be like 5 girls because I'm straight and I have sex with women. No? All right.
Yes, let's go with that.
For MSK, it's called Chick Less Filla. What in the world? That's not how that would go. But no, hey, James Gunn, if you want to hit me up and slide me Rachel Brosnahan's number, I would like to riz her up. It's like easy for me, honestly. I will say he's an odd person. Remember how like her character, his wife, is like character's name Hardcore, and she kissed John Cena's character Peacemaker. I saw a clip of it, and he was talking about like she said, "Oh, it's not weird. If he's cool with his wife out here getting blown out by other dudes, I guess. Holy fucking shit, dude." But I'll just say this: Kevin Feige probably wouldn't do that. He probably wouldn't be okay with his wife slobbering.
You do understand that they're imaginary stories, right? They're fictional. That
Yes.
they're characters that they're playing. You do get this, right?
Yes.
MSK, it's just like us. We pretend to listen to you and respect you while on this show. We're playing a character.
Yeah,
Yes,
but I have all the
we're all
clout and all the
characters.
respect and all the entertainment factor here.
None of it's real.
Oh, wow. The lie detector, Texas Herman, that's a lie. Great. I know you've taken a lot of L's tonight, but it's okay, man. I believe in you.
Absolutely.
See, the cum blacks come from me. All right, no, but we got to wrap it up
How
here.
come you're referring to him as a cum black? That's weird, man.
He's a jaguar. Aren't their eyes like black? All right,
Yes,
no.
Just sounds offensive.
All right, King Style, do you have anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about?
Well, I'm gonna do a stream with Sergeant on Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm
Oh,
I'm gonna come
you're
back
turning into
here
hold on, you're turning into a robot.
for
Okay, I'll bring it back when the internet's better.
Okay, problem solved.
Price's Reason. Oh, sorry, not Price Reason. Good lord. Grey Poupe, do you have anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about?
Sure. I'm feeling a case of the night dentist come on. So we'll see if I'm back here this week. But if that's not the case, you can always catch me on The Thinkers every Thursday. It's a group of an international panel, if you will, who get together, disagree about everything. I think this week we're talking about leadership and what it means to be a natural born leader, I guess. So if you want to hear international people clash and completely disagree about that, go over to YouTube at That Darn Kidda Thursday night for that. And then Friday, we've got the last panel. That's right. People have been calling for a panel show that actually, likes what they're talking about. It's been a while since somebody has seen that and just not so much hate. So go on over to the last panel you'll ever need. That's YouTube.
Yeah, hate.
Panel 1.
Hate!
You heard it, MSK. A lot of hate.
We're just discussing shit.
Well, we're discussing an amazing, kind of newer comic. It's Rook Exodus. So if that sounds fun to you, go on over. Get in at the ground floor on this amazing new channel. Last panel.
I swear to God, if you say it's hate because we discuss Superman's numbers, I'm going to choke you in Minecraft, allegedly.
No, everything else that you say is the hatefulness. What can I say? You just exude it, sir. And that's why it's such a breath of fresh air to go to the last panel.
All right. Sorry, Kingstyle, you were cutting out, but I'll come back to you, man. Price of Reason, our guest tonight. It was awesome to have you, man, on the show tonight. You destroyed Gray. It's great to witness that. Sock destroying the jar of mustard.
It's good that you were on, man. Maybe you can come back another time on another date.
Maybe I could hire Price of Reason as my financial expert, to get me out of debt.
So he's going to be your Ken Rosenberg to your Tommy Vercetti? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, God. Good Lord. Maybe you could have two Price of Reasons next to me. It'd be like a Price of Reason and a Price of Nothing.
A price of nothing? Oh, come on. We don't need that. The Price of Reason's great.
Because women don't have a Price of Logic. That fucking shit, ebbs and flows with how they feel one day. But no, Price, what do you have planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about?
It's okay. I have a YouTube channel. People can look at it.
Yeah.
So, can I get some clout from that? I could just suck all the clout out of you and put it into me.
What?
All right,
joking, dude.
I'm actually
He's
retarded,
joking.
so that's how it works.
Yeah.
Bob,
Yeah.
what do you got planned coming up that you
Go
would
ahead,
like
Bob.
the audience to know about?
So as I said at the beginning of the stream, Dad's Turn to Talk is now streaming live on Tuesdays at 9:30 Eastern. I guess that's 6:30 Pacific on my main channel at Bob Loves Movies. So you can go check us out over there. We'll have a lot of fun on Tuesdays. I don't know if I'm going to get any reviews out this week or not. We'll see. Might wait until after the Thanksgiving holiday, take a little breather. But we'll see. I might get something out. But I did just put a review out of House of David, the show over on Amazon Prime. I thought that was actually pretty good. And then let's see what else here on Mondays, and I'm over with Gray on the last panel on Fridays. So go check that out.
Wait a minute. You hang out with those cloud chasers on Friday?
Absolutely.
I heard.
Never seen Bob have so much fun.
Folks.
He looks happy.
I heard the last panel is extremely overrated with a bunch of hacks. That's what I heard. That's what the streets told me. So you never know.
I know that you are meant for the streets.
Yeah, could the streets be right or wrong in that situation, MSK? That's the question.
MSK says the streets are always right for him. Man's got to eat.
Man,
Hey, good for
You gotta
free
need that
burritos.
dollar. You gotta need that dollar.
Oh shit. No. As you guys know, for me, the usual, getting girls, doing a lot of podcasts, just gaming, being a god at it. Obviously, no. Tomorrow,
MSK, you forgot me. You forgot.
Oh yeah, I'm joking.
You gotta save the best for last, right?
Best for last.
Is
the
right?
Yak Jaguar, the jack that'll jack me off. The Yak Jaguar.
I would not do that. Would not do that ever.
Okay,
Oh,
Ever in any universe or any time period.
Right.
Ever.
But do you want to
Yeah, I'm
watch
gonna be- Yeah,
I
go
Spit
ahead.
on Your Grave? You want to do a watch party of I Spit on Your Grave?
No.
Okay. No, all jokes aside, you got any plan coming up?
Yeah. Well, Tuesday. Not Tuesday. Wednesday. I'm gonna do a stream with Sergeant Garatina.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go. After that is gonna be you. So you're gonna do whatever you're gonna talk about, and you're gone.
Hello.
Okay. Welcome back. Oh yeah. So yeah, your show Wednesday, and then Cyfax might do a show on Friday or
Another
Saturday.
overrated cloud chaser. Yep.
Yes, the great Cyfax, the clout chaser. Yes, let's go with that. Allegedly, supposedly, according to MSK.
Yes.
Anywho, and then my friend has a show on Saturday after Cyfax. It's Foulmouth Ken. Insomnia is his show, and that's it.
Hell yeah. So what was awesome is that I retweeted I think I commented on one of Geekdom 101's tweets, and I was like, hey, you want to come on the podcast and I can interview you? He said email him. So potentially, if he ever came on, that'd be awesome, honestly. I can talk to a successful white guy. It'd be crazy.
Dude, just be very careful with that guy. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Don't worry. I've been on the block a few times.
I'm just saying, like I interacted with him privately. He, that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Well, when I interact with men privately, they usually leave me. Just pointing out.
I'm saying as it was a chat or a discussion with other people, and I was there and we talked. It's not a gay fantasy that you're thinking.
Dang it. All right,
Anywho,
so for me, I have League tomorrow. That I'll probably just play League potentially after I get off work if I'm not too tired. And then the Cloud9 podcast with me and Chess, just two black guys just having a good time. That's pretty much it. But no, we had a great show tonight. A lot of L's, a lot of W's. I don't take L's. That's just me. But it was great having Price of Reason on. Can't wait to have him on again. And thank you guys for checking out
Only
this
D's?
episode. Thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. We'll see you guys